Welcome to Williston Oval for the live stream match of the day. Today we're featuring Williston hosting South Gawler, a traditional crosstown rivalry. Made even all the more important today, it's Indigenous round. It's also the grand final rematch of the game that was played at this ground. With me I've got Nick Cosmine making his debut for the South Australian Country Football. Nick, how are you?
I'm great to be here. It's great to make my debut today, and really looking forward to this match-up. First versus third, a grand final rematch, like you said, and we'd just like to say that South Gawler only with the one loss earlier this year, and that was to Williston. So
yes,
let's see what we can get today.
Yes, definitely two teams that they really don't get along, and it's going to be a really interesting game. There will be some fire at times during the game. These two teams will get it on because they don't get along. And Williston desperately needing to come back after 3 losses in a row. They need to find something. They're at risk of slipping out of the top 4. So Williston will be playing with a sense of desperation today. And what greater platform than Indigenous round, which Williston have been one of the clubs that have spearheaded. They have a great Indigenous history at their footy club, and they've got some players, in particular the likes of Sean Childs, who's driven this concept. Sean's one of the greatest human beings I've ever met. He's in the top category of people that I've ever met. And he's also a very talented footballer, but he's a leader in his community, in the Indigenous community, and also here at the Williston Footy Club. Came to the club as a recruit and has made this his home. Coming up against South Gawler, where you've got the likes of Josh Whitwer, who's also become a great leader for the young Aboriginal players at that footy club.
Yeah, and it's great to see something like this be able to happen, and you don't have these sort of things without great people within clubs.
Yes, and we've got the players, actually we've got the women's teams lining up on the field at the moment for the A grade to run out, and we will have a welcome to country ceremony before the start of the game. This is part of the atmosphere that Williston are trying to build. They are the leaders in this field in the BLG.
I'll tell you what, I've had a look at the Guernseys here, as you just see on screen. They are remarkably well designed, so not only are we going to get a great game, we're going to get two teams that are getting around what's happening today with some great designs in Guernseys, and it's great to see that both clubs are getting around it and really embracing it.
Yes, they are, and the Guernsey designs, I've actually got some details which I'll just bring up. For Williston, they've got some... Oh, sorry, I'll just be quiet for the welcome to country being acknowledged here. Good.
Week for our people, their made-off week, and it's a celebration of our culture, and we encourage all Australians to celebrate our culture, because it's over 60,000 years old, the oldest living culture in the world, and something that all Australians should be proud of. So I'm very happy to give the welcome. This is the third time I've come out to Williston to give the welcome for the Indigenous round, and it's important to me because I've got family connections here, with my brother being involved with the club a long time ago. But it's always a pleasure to come out and give a welcome in my language, because our language is part of our culture. We keep our language alive, we keep our culture alive. So I'll get on with the welcome. Matawanga Gana Win, Wangani, Mani Nabudni, Gani Asana, my Berko Mankalankala, Kandanya Mir Naka, Nachiong Mandaya, Nachiakandaya, Taki Adu Wadu. On behalf of the Ghana people, I welcome the Ghana country. I do this ambassador of the Adelaide Plains people. My brothers, my sisters, let's walk together in harmony. Natalia, thank you and have a good day.
And that's always a moving ceremony, Nick, and the respect we must pay to the traditional owners of this land. We are on Ghana land today, and we are happy to be here. To see the respect being paid by the two clubs here today, with the women's teams that are playing after the game today lined up with the reserves and the A-grade teams, is just fantastic.
Absolutely, and it touches on what we said before about really embracing the round itself, and this is happening across the league. So It's just so great to see, and the welcome to country really making the atmosphere really just even better.
And another big step for Williston this year, the Guernsey that they're wearing today was designed by one of their women's players, Jessie Sanford. Previously, it was designed by a male player, so they are one of the leaders in women's football in the BLG, but Jessie has designed the jumper, and she's given me a description of the jumper. She's saying that together we are a stepping stone, and the front of the jumper, they're talking about a place of strength and safety that surrounds us. The stars represent our ancestors looking over us, giving us extra love and protection and guiding us to the places where we need to be. The river represents our community connection and what Gawler was made around. Animal prints represent a place called home, native animals representing the face of our country. The shields representing extra security, our culture sticking together through thick and thin. And the shields do represent resilience and perseverance. The meeting places represent our home, the most important place in our lives, comfort, security, warmth and love. The back of the jumper, a place where we all make a stand for the things we believe in. Footprints, a mark we will make in the world. Every step together forward we make together, and we are the change. Stars, they are our ancestors, the key to our culture. And from our ancestors comes strength, resilience, love and perseverance. The rivers are really what matter. Rivers are what the cultures were built around and the values that they stand for.
Incredible. And it gives that extra layer of just the significance of the Guernseys that have been designed. And it's just incredible just to be able to see the amount of people that are here getting around this round as well and being a part of it. It's just what community footy is all about.
Yes, absolutely. And for South Gawler, Josh Whitwell, one of their senior players, has designed the Guernsey for the Lions. The Guernsey is designed around bringing a bit of the Tiwi Islands, which is his father's home country, which Josh has actually never been to. He's bringing that into it. And he has got the Tiwis in, but the bottom he's got some animals that you'll find up there. So he's trying to bring the Tiwi to his home down here in the south. And the flags on the back represent the Aboriginal flag and the Torres Strait Islander flag. And 2022 is the 30th anniversary of that flag being designed. And the little white shield on the back is the Ghana shield, paying respect to the Ghana people, and they are playing on their behalf today.
It's also a great design there as well. So both really good designs with such meaning attached to them. So a lot more extra being played for today, not just about the 2 points, but also just the extra attachment there is for this game.
There is so much being played for today. This game is passion. Even without the Indigenous round, this is a big game, grand final rematch. And interestingly, Byron Pickett was here earlier today, watching two of his nephews play in the under-15s for South Gawler. 2 weeks ago, Keziah Pickett flew across from Melbourne to watch them at South Gawler. So it just shows the importance that family plays in the Indigenous culture, and this is a big part of what these clubs are trying to drive.
Absolutely, and I'd love to be able to track him down maybe somewhere here, the 2004 Norm Smith medalist. So,
yes, I'd love to have a halftime demonstration. I'd like him to give you a hip and shoulder at halftime.
And demonstrate what it's like to really take a hit.
What real footy's all about.
That's right. Played many years ago, or so it felt like it.
Yes, once when footy was real, played by men, but we won't go down that track because now footy is played by all types of people, all genders, all cultures, and we are inclusive for everyone.
Absolutely, and like you said before, we've got the women's team who are playing after this, so a lot of the people here will be sticking around to watch that as well. So women's footy is really growing across the country, and it's great to see. And
women's footy has become huge in the BLG. Williston are the driving force in women's footy. They have been right from the beginning. They have led the league in every step of the way and have a superb women's program. And every other club is trying to catch up to what Williston have been putting on the table. Their coaching has been superb. The whole program is something to be envied. So players are just warming up at the moment. Umpires are in the middle of the ground ready to go. And the sun's just come out. Perfect introduction to the game. The sun coming out. Got the Aboriginal flag flying alongside the Australian flag, which is just magnificent here at Williston. They do it beautifully. the respect being shown is superb.
Absolutely, and there's a bit of a wind going to the left of screen today. It is a little bit overcast, but there won't be much rain. I don't think it'll affect the game too much, so be looking to see how this will affect overall scoring.
Shouldn't affect the scoring a lot, but the left of the screen is traditionally the scoring end here at Williston, towards the clubroom end, so that's what you should expect to see. It'll be interesting to see which team wins the toss and where they decide to go.
Absolutely, a good start is imperative in this game.
It is. South Gawler are the best team in the competition by, I believe, at least 6 or 7 goals over every other team. Williston are going to need to come out really hard and intense in the first quarter to put South on the back foot, otherwise they've got no chance.
Absolutely, and for Williston,
just being greeted by Joey Cirillo, one of our favourite sponsors here from Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. And Joey with his Williston hat on, he is really pumped. He is joining us in commentary today, which is even better. Come on, Joey, put your headphones on, get on board. One of our favourite people, Joe Cirillo, he will sell you real estate in any part of Adelaide, not just the northern suburbs. If there was houses for sale in Antarctica, Joe would sell them.
Oh, thank you for that, Mike. And there are homes in Antarctica that we are hopefully going to be selling soon with the new way they're going to live down there. But
So,
great to be here on a Saturday, a crackerjack game, and we're hoping, for a Williston win.
Well, you're hoping for a Williston win. Nick and I are neutral and professional.
You're neutral. I am.
You
am
can
a
try and be a
Williston
little bit
supporter, so
neutral.
I will be a bit biased. I'm sorry to say.
Because
so.
I actually have some news for you. Josh
Yes.
Whitwell, one of the stars from South Gawler,
Yes.
he is in the market for a new home at the moment.
Well,
And
Josh, come and see me. If not, I'll come and see you.
I will give you Josh's number after the
Beautiful.
game. His wife would like something in the Marion area. Josh would like to be north of the city.
Of course. We'll find him any property, anywhere, any price.
They've got a few
Josh.
more kids now, so they need to move, and I told him that I'd put you in touch.
He'll be in good hands. Love to help, Josh. Give
Yes.
us a call.
Ray White Craigmore, they're a great family business.
Indeed, we are.
And that's the thing about the family business. They will look after your family as if it's their own.
We'll treat you like family all the way.
That's why I would go and see Joe if I was looking for property at the moment, because he will treat you as if you're one of his family, and he understands community footy, community sport, and country people.
Thank you, Mike.
That's the place I would go before anywhere else.
Thank you very much indeed. Love to join and love
And
to
we've
help.
got the umpires are in the middle of the ground. They're just sort of starting to get together now. Williston are taking their positions, so we're not far away from the first bounce of what should be a fantastic contest. The time clock is on here too. It's the Ray White time clock.
All right, guys. The sun's out. Bumper crowd.
Umpire Hudson Nowak with the ball for the first ball up.
Just before we start, do we have a tip?
I'm tipping South Gawler by about 6 to 7 goals, because that's the margin they're ahead of the rest of the competition. That's if Williston play. Williston have to play well to get there. Lockie Arnold with the first tap comes down, and a clearance by the Lions. Go forward. Sean Childs there at centre half back. He's a monster.
Wrapped up by Sizer. Brings it to ground. Crowd all around him. Comes up for a ball up. Centre half forward for South.
Kurt Sizer flies again, unable to affect the contest. Might have given away a free kick there.
I think we have.
Lockie Arnold now going back. Sorry, Chris James, the veteran ruckman.
Bit of a shoehorn kick comes out to Spill. South put it into attack. Puts it in front. Great hand. I reckon it's Cutting gone for goal.
Dean Cutting, he's got the ability to spray this. If he gets one early, he'll be online all day. If he misses, then it could be a 1-6 kind of day for Dean.
Just to settle the nerves, you think there, Mike?
Probably the best forward in the competition, but also gets guarded heavily every week.
Here he comes in, kicks on its way. It looks pretty good. The goal umpire's moving
Goal
backwards.
umpire doing very little work.
Not to
That's
the
a beautiful
side.
goal. South Gawler with the first goal of the game, and that's a goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
Yeah, they worked it out there. They got the free. They brought it in, Cutting with the hands, and good kick out towards him, and made no mistake of that one, guys.
Cutting seems to have recovered well from the knock to the plums he copped 2 weeks ago against Gawler Central.
Tell you what, you did put a little bit of the Mickey on him before he had the shot there, but he steered it through.
He did indeed,
well.
Nick. Just to settle the nerves. Here we go again.
Ball up
Ruck
again.
up.
Lockie Arnold with the big jump just gets over Sizer.
No, that's O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly rucking. Here we go. Isaac
coming
Poulton
forward.
takes it in long for Williston, puts it in deep, goes across the goals.
Misses goal, but Isaac Poulton is a player I think Williston need to have in their team every week. He brings speed and dynamic movement to their team, and that's something that Williston have lacked at times during the season. South looking to clear the ball now. The last touch rule in effect here, so South got that free kick. Going down the outer side, the defensive side here at Williston.
Comes out to the wing. Ball just trickles
We'll have a
over.
ball up on true centre wing on the other side of the ground. So yeah, last touch rule here.
Ball comes in. Ruckman have had it. No clear winner. Ball comes out. Williston have got the ball. Paddling it along. Hand pass out.
Just barging through traffic there, the South Gawler player. He drives the ball deep. South Gawler player stayed back while the Williston player went in the air. Missed the ball, so it fell straight in the arms of it. Looks like cutting again.
Looks like Dylan Jones has got the job on him.
So it looks like Cutting will be taking his second shot on goal, almost from the same spot he did before.
You backing him in this time?
I'm backing him in because he kicked the first one. And it seems to be a trend with Dean. If he gets the early one, then it could be a day on.
And I think he's made no mistake of that one as
And
well.
as predicted, he's gone back and put it straight through the middle. Goal umpire doing very little work side to side at this stage. So that's our second goal of the day, brought to you by Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
It was very well worked outside of that contest there, and finding Cutting inside forward 50. A nice kick to him as well. So South Gawler getting that jump that we
South
talked
Gawler's
about.
ball movement is a trademark of the way they've played the last few years. They've got so many skilled ball movers, and they run the ball well in numbers.
Ruck up. No clear winner. Ball comes out. Tyson gets a foot to it. Ball comes to Spill. Williston bringing it out through. Cross. Comes out. Scraggy ball on the wing.
South with that little
bring
flick
it out.
Kick going forward now.
Fry brings it to ground. Everyone overruns it. Fry picks it up. Turns to his right. Does an inside
Little
out
flick
on the left.
on the left there.
And
Ash Fry, the man who unfortunately last week copped a bit of criticism for his lack of hair. I'd like to apologise to his mum Margie this week. She wasn't real happy after the game. So Margie, I'm very sorry. My co-commentator got a bit carried away. We do love your son. We really do.
he's a great player.
He could do it with a wig.
It suited him.
We might need to find a sponsor for that.
South being able to bring it in again for another set shot at goal.
South with just some great ball movement there. So we have another shot at goal coming now. That's another goal. Another goal brought to you by Ray White Craigmore. Chris James, the big ruckman, the veteran, who's all arms and legs. When he goes into a pack, he looks like a Bombay bus, arms and legs sticking out everywhere. But that's great work by the Lions. 3 goals in the first few minutes of the game. They really put Williston with the sword early.
And that's despite Williston winning the last 5 clearances too.
Yeah, but they haven't been good clearances. That's the difference.
That's true. That's true.
They've been very
No
scrappy,
clean,
rushed
correct.
clearances.
That's true.
And you cannot afford to do that against South. They will carve you up off half-back.
Ruck up, ball
Lockie
comes
Arnold
down.
with another tap.
Earlham gets a punch out. Comes out again. Press kicked it out. Picked it up by
Jackson Press it was with the kick around the corner there that
Reece
nearly got the
O'Keefe,
clearance.
actually. Reece O'Keefe got it out to Cotsano. Tackled, wrapped up, brought to ground.
Umpire comes in and says, my bowl. Little bit of
Push and shove.
carry on going on. These guys just reintroducing themselves to each other. They haven't seen each other for a few weeks and just saying, how you doing? Beautiful
wins a
jump
tap.
there from the South
Comes out
ruckman.
to Earlham. Earlham
He's an
wrapping it
elite
up.
athlete in the jumping territory. He's a former basketballer.
Free kick to South.
Nathan Barch driving the ball across ground.
They got the numbers, South, but held up well.
Well
But no.
defended there.
Harrison comes out.
Harrison McKenzie.
Cross out to Earlham. Earlham in the centre, looks up, plays on. Look and go deep. Puts the ball in. Bounces once, twice. Goes past Petrohalis. South. White picks it up, hands out. Tackled in the centre. Forward 50. Comes out to Williston, to Petrohalis, and goals it.
Petrohalis with the first goal for the Donnybrooks.
It was quick play, guys. It brought it in there quick. It put them under pressure.
Williston need to move the ball quickly,
Gotta
and
move it
that's
quick,
the
Mike.
perfect
Correct.
example of why it gives Petrohalis a chance. He hasn't got Michael Howson up there anymore to work off.
Correct.
So the ball needs to come in quickly to make him dangerous, and that is Williston's first goal of the game, and that was brought to us by Ray Wyatt Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
And they had the numbers around the ball there, South Gawler, and they just weren't able to be clean with it and get a clearance. So Williston taking advantage of a mishap down back there. But
And that's what Petrohalis brings to the game. He is so unpredictable. He's not a traditional footballer. I think he comes from a soccer background. With that name, I'm not surprised.
Harrison McKenzie comes out the centre for the Williston. Donnybrooks brings it out, puts it out front in Polton. Polton picking it up. He's got it. Hand pass in front of himself.
Well done, Polton.
Catano coming in to help.
Butters
Polton
up
over
again.
it. Here we go. Catano gives the hands off to Polton again. Comes out to South. South all over it. They're working it out well. Bringing it out. Put it in front of Sizer. Comes out to Jimmy.
Quick kick inside is a beautiful move.
Earlham brings
Finds
it
Tyson
through the
Earlham.
centre. Takes it to Harrison again.
Now they've got a chance to set up and have a decent entry into the forward line. That kick going short. Beautiful lead. Well spoiled there by the South defender. Comes to ground.
Jesse
Back forms.
O'Keefe brings it out for the Donnybrooks. Out to Walden. Out to Earlham. Earlham pumps it long for Williston.
That bounce eludes
Ball
everyone.
bouncing towards. No, brought in by South.
That's well played, well cleared.
Coming out to Fry. Gets
Ash
it on
Fry,
the wing.
well done. Played
Contests
big.
well. Brought to ground. Big pack. Ball brought back under.
Well done, Ash Fry. You're not bald, you're not old, you're not slow. You did well there. Sorry, Mum.
Comes out to Bevan Cross for Williston. Taking a look at the goalpost. Puts it in long.
That's a beautiful kick
Out.
to the top of the square.
Reese O'Keefe goes in for it. Ball comes out. White for South takes it over the line.
Very smart play there by Paddy White.
Yeah, Paddy White
Ball
is a
comes
superb
out quick.
defender. Just manages to shut down
Judd
everyone
Smith
he
got
plays
it.
on.
Goes for a bounce. Centre half back for South. Pumps it up long.
Beautiful kick forward.
Finds lots
his
of numbers
teammate.
for South. Brings it into the centre. Brings it to Barch.
Barch.
Barch puts it on.
That's a beautiful pass. Hits his teammate. And
Cutting with it. Good punch from
cutting with
Jones
it.
from
Good
behind.
kick. Well defended.
McKenzie brings it out to Earlham. Earlham out to Jones. Jones
That is
running through the
excellent
centre.
defence from the Donnybrooks.
Putting it through to centre half back. Pulled it in a foot
Kicked
race.
into space.
White gets it with the hands out.
Walton chasing now, the old slow fella.
Press
Not quick
takes
enough
it
to
on.
get there.
South dropped the mark. Good to recover. Back onto the left. Puts it in. But the ball will go out. And Fry will take it for a free kick for Williston. Plays on quickly to Earlham. Earlham looks up, looks around. Going back for the kick at centre half back. Looking for someone. Make the lead. Here he goes. The ball's on its way. Who's he going to find? Long kick towards the wing.
South able to defend that quite well.
Ball punched over. For your ball
And that
throw in.
earlier play we saw Darcy Judd Smith running the ball out of defence. We've got Darcy Judd Smith with us, got his brother Brock Judd Smith. We've got plenty of Judd Smith. If you want a Judd Smith, come down, we'll sell you one.
Ball comes in. No clear winner. Ball comes to ground. Ollie Petralis gets the kick away. Out to Sammy Walden. Punched away.
Williston first back
Here
onto
we
the
go.
ball.
Ball brought to ground again.
So a stoppage almost on half forward for Williston. Chance for the Donnybrooks to set up behind this ball and keep the ball in their forward line. They haven't been able to do that yet today.
Ball coming out for Ruck. South get the tap away. It's a foot race.
Beautiful work by Jackson Dare to soccer that ball out of there.
Wada McKenzie makes a tackle, makes a contest, gets
That's
the
a
quick toe
massive
cope,
hit on the outer side.
and all brought
Byron
in.
Pickett would be smiling at that one, and he would be pretty happy with that.
He'd say not hard enough.
Not hard enough, but it's almost good footy.
Ball comes out to the centre.
Ball goes to ground.
Walden smashes into him, makes a contest, kicks off the floor,
Smothered well.
Gathered
That
by
handball comes
Williston.
back into space. South Gawler are able to dive on the ball.
Bevan Cross getting the ball wrapped up, brought to
Bevan
ground.
Cross, the young player in the helmet, really impressive. He was one of the best players last week for the Donnybrooks.
Another first-year player consistently in the A-grade, young fella,
Yeah, shows no fear when he goes for the ball.
and shows big promise.
Ball comes down. Flynn Pisani now on that beautiful right foot. And beautiful mark taken there at half forward.
Like Burton brings it
Stevie
in forward,
Burton.
puts it in
Good
front.
grab.
Happy
Good
to
grab.
move the ball sideways across half forward. A lot of teams don't mess around with the ball there, but South are beautiful users of the footy. They know when the lead's going to present.
Played on quick. Another shot at goal for South. Anthony Simpson taking a shot at goal.
Gets right under that ball, high up and under, but it looks to be pretty straight.
It's good leg. it's
Umpire's
gone
pretty
through.
happy with it. That's another goal brought to you by Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
Yeah, they brought that in again pretty easy, and they got the clean kick away to good positions
So-
of the oval.
Currently on the Burge Barossa scoreboard, South Gawler 4 goals straight, 24, leading Williston 1 goal, 6 points. So South Gawler with the early jump here. Not what Williston needed. Ball up again in the middle. See the South Gawler ruckman taking the ball out of the ruck. Didn't even have to jump.
Mackenzie recovers, gives the hand pass out to Earlham. Earlham takes the tackle.
Tackled well.
Holding the ball, they
Josh
give him.
Pearson, young fella with a strong tackle there.
Had prior
He's
to.
looking for a target now.
South, send it in long.
Goes down to this near side. Flies over his teammate's head. Ball running out the back now.
Price gets a poke to it, but it comes out.
Cutting now
South.
with that kick around the corner. Into traffic. We've got a ball up ensuing. Neither team able to find an advantage.
Stalemate there. Nothing doing. South starting to get up in midfield as well, starting to win out of the clearances.
They're moving it on quick, I would say, Nick, and they're finding the mark a bit better.
Better
cleaner.
movement by foot
Yeah.
is the difference between
Yep.
the two teams at the moment. South Gawler have purpose when they go forward, and they've always got a beautiful kick hitting a target.
White
Williston are
comes
kicking
out
with hope.
It, has a shot. It's going
Flies
right
across the
line.
face, out of bounds, Williston free kick. Going down the outer wing. Bevan Cross there,
Good
just
pick
overran
up.
the footy. We'll have a ball in on the outer wing. South Gawler moving the ball forward now. Big up and under. Neither player able to get their two hands to it. South Gawler crumbed that beautifully. That handball going forward. Finds a teammate. Looks like it was the big fella, the ruckman, Chris James.
Another goal. That's 5 straight.
Might have been Arnold. Lockie Arnold, the youngster. Son of a former Central District Premiership ruckman.
And very well done by Jackson Dare there, getting the crumb and weaving his way through.
Jackson Dare is one of those classy midfielders from South where if he's playing well, the team is going very well. He's a real barometer for the team. It's probably a near 150 game A grader and just an all-class type player.
You can tell.
Beautiful strong tackle there. Pisani taken to ground heavily by Walton. Walton happy to smash anyone in the midfield. Getting angry as he gets old. Pisani got his hand to that, knocked it forward. Dare with a little kick off the ground. It's cut off. South now with the crumb. Kicking into the forward line. No joy. They found a defender. Williston going out to that outer side now. Cross leading in the race. Controlled the ball well, but was taken without it. Ball comes loose. Williston diving on it now. Kicking the ball forward into attack.
Brings it in, but chopped off by South.
Sells some candy there.
South bring it up through the centre.
I'm seeing that trademark South Gawler movement now. That ball goes to space.
We've got Childs, pick it up, give it out to Keith. Keith for Williston puts it out in front of Sutton.
Paddy White now got the ball. He took the player on it and he's moved the ball beautifully forward.
White straight to
Tumble punt. Hit
Reso
someone,
Keith.
Williston player on the chest.
The only mistake he's had for the quarter so far.
That is, and you won't see many mistakes from Paddy White. He's a superstar footballer. That ball going right to the boundary. Earlham taking it just inside the line.
The great Mickey Housen.
Here we go. This is a bloke that should be in the forward line.
Mickey, you should be out there. We want you out there, buddy.
Still one of the best marks I've ever seen.
Oh, one of the greatest players. Best marks, best left, best legs.
See Williston kicking the ball forward. South kicking the ball forward now. Finds teammate in Judd Smith. That handball goes awry. Moving the ball forward now. The umpire's found a free kick going Williston's way, so it's downfield. Lockie Elliott now. It's a big chock. Goes forward. Had a player under the ball. Well spoiled. Oh, South player taken high. It was a crude attack on the footy. So we'll see Bailey Zobel winning that free kick. Going down the outer side, finds Pisani. Pisani running, which is what he's want to do.
Long kick into 50 for South's forward
well spoiled
line.
by Childs.
Brought to ground. Hasn't got it, but ball comes out. Okay for Williston. Rips it out straight to White.
Paddy White just sat under that ball. He was the only player that had a chance. He goes short. Finds a player in the centre of the field.
I know Keith brought to
Cross
control.
dropped the mark, but was able to regather. Gets the handball off to Fry. Fry with a short kick, unfortunately off target. South coming back in now. That ball evades almost everyone.
Everybody. Judd Smith grabs it. Brody puts it on. Easy goal for South
Yes.
by Jackson Dare.
Jack O'Dare with a nice goal there for the Lions. Jack O'Dare, when he's team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
Like you said before, it's very much the difference being who's been more efficient by foot, and that's been South clearly, and it shows just right there. It's been much of an end-to-end game, but South being that much more cleaner, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The Lions oozing class at the moment, just beautiful passing. They give their teammates full advantage. They put the ball in front of them and say, come and get it, whereas Williston are kicking and hoping to find a target. Williston lacking size across the half forward and full forward line, so they don't have the opportunity
down
to
there,
put the ball
Mike.
up.
That's a bit of the size area.
A lot of 6-foot players, and you don't often get good contested marks that way. South with the clearance now, deep to the pocket. Player picks it up now, round the corner, hammers it back, just misses everyone. Sean Childs onto it now. He overruns the footy, gets flicked out.
Reynolds takes it out for Williston. Big punch away by Lockie the dude.
Chocky Elliott under the ball.
Sutton gets wrapped up, gets tackled.
That's a beautiful tackle.
They gave him holding the ball.
And now we have a little bit of, how you doing? Chris James involved, which is
Up and
hardly a
personal
surprise.
now.
He's an angry big man. He's an old school ruckman, likes to mix it up. Gives away plenty of free kicks, but ball
Great
comes
chase
back
there
in
by
now.
Cole.
Free kick to Williston.
Stevie Burton unwilling to give any ground
Hudson
there.
Cole gives it off.
Comes out to Chocky Elliott.
Comes out to the dude Elliott. Lockie Elliott drives
He gets
it in
up and
long.
under, going forward.
Look for Zach Henschke.
That's a nice fly from Zach.
Drop. Isaac Polden takes the ball.
Izzy Polton goes
Looking
for
at
goal.
another goal. And he's sausage rolled it.
He's
He
kicked
has.
that. Isaac Polton. Beautiful goal from the young running footballer. That's a one of the best goals I reckon you'll see for today.
Quick play again, guys, as we saw. Came into the 50 quick. And
that's the key for Williston. They don't have the size they need quick play coming into the forward line. And that's another goal for Ray White, Craig Moore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
The goal kicking itself has been remarkable. Even
it's
from
quite straight,
Williston's
indeed.
2 goals there, and even South is just incredible goal kicking.
It's probably the straightest thing we'll see here today at Williston.
Well, remember last year's grand final, South kicked, I think, 10 straight or 11 straight before they kicked the points. So,
I didn't think you would want to remember that.
Yeah, I know, mate, but it's back again. They're kicking pretty straight again. They haven't missed one. Comes out from the centre spill, comes to ground. Bodies everywhere. Ball comes out to Earlham. Earlham puts it on long, puts it in long. Out to Petrohalis. Ball comes to spill. Petrohalis puts it on the left and has just missed.
But that, again, we're seeing Williston getting the ball in quickly. That clearance from the centre gave their forwards a chance to compete one-on-one, which they haven't had so far today.
The quick entry, Craig.
And another goal there for Ray White, Craig Moore. Your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. If you want to buy property, the man to my right, Joey Cirillo, is the man to see.
Indeed. And selling, buying or selling or renting.
I've got about $20. What can I get?
We might be a long way away from here, but
can it be a nice sheeted cardboard at least?
Somewhere. Maybe, a couple hundred odd kilometres away.
I can deal with that.
But as you know, prices have gone crazy in Adelaide and everywhere as well. So,
but you'll look after everyone, whatever price point they're looking for. As
Mike,
Sean Childs, the superstar in the back pocket, cleaning up.
It's out to Reynolds. Reynolds out to Keith, wrapped up, brought to ground.
Happy to see that ball over the boundary line. No, not over the boundary line, just inside, but a ball up ensues. Williston will be happy with that. South Gawler looking to find an advantage here. Big James goes up.
That ball, ruck work too.
Smashing across. James is a veteran ruckman. He's been around a long, long time. He's an old school ruckman, all muscle and elbows going everywhere. If you run into them, it seems to be your fault.
Yeah.
Williston looking to move the ball now.
Fry brings it out for Williston.
Coming down this side for a change.
Reece O'Keefe on the run. Comes up the line through centre wing out to Poulton. Gives the body. Heave ho. Good attack by South. Brings it out.
South Gawler clearing now. Beautiful kick finds Josh Whitwer, the legend on this side. One of my favourite footballers. Stitched me up earlier in the year on commentary. Still haven't forgiven him for that. His mate Steve Patterson. Finds Stevie Burton in the middle of the ground. Burton now trying to find a target. Goes right across the ground now.
Very risky, but it pulled off.
Came off.
Beautiful kicking again. Only one player had a chance to get to that. A ruckman kicking there, which is not something you want, but Burton gets it back. He's just outside the 50. He's going to find a target.
I think
he's got someone in the pocket. Just misses that. We'll have a ball up in that forward pocket. Yeah, Josh Whitwer, an absolute leader at his club in the Indigenous ranks. He's become a mentor to the young kids in the footy club. Has grown beautifully as a footballer and a person in the last 3 or 4 years.
That's got to be holding the ball, dropping the ball.
So Williston with the free kick now.
Got pinched. We've got Sizer. Takes it across, out to Mavogel. Mavogel marks in back pocket for Williston. Brings it up to Reynolds. Reynolds at the 50, defensive 50 for Williston. Comes into the centre.
That's a beautiful kick inside, just goes over Bevan Cross.
Cross
good enough to mop up.
Pass it out to Mackenzie running through the centre. Hand passes off back to Cross. Cross is tackled. Ball comes to Spill. Caught holding the ball.
Flynn Pisani now driving the ball back.
And there's
that's quarter time here at Williston Oval. And a clear dominance by South Gawler in that quarter. Currently on the Birds Barossa scoreboard at 6-1 South Gawler, 37 points, leading Williston 2-1, 13.
Just a great quarter by South, wasn't it? Just really dominating, and
Absolutely.
Their ability to move the ball by foot was just second to none.
Well, they're a well-drilled side, as you can see, and they showed that again, and they come out with the pressure. And the entry, the good play. And we saw that, Nick, that they did play the better football, and that's where they are at the moment.
Absolutely, and we've seen Williston, they have had their chances to
Indeed,
move
Nick.
the
Not
ball
as many, but they did have the opportunity chances. I wouldn't say it's, panic stations, but you wouldn't want to give them another 4 goals in the next quarter.
Absolutely not. And the start, as we said before, game was imperative, and South got that start. So how Williston respond from this is going to be good to see.
That's the question, Nick. And they've, just to put scope on things, they're quite a different side. Williston at the moment, they've had a bit of injuries, and you just you look at their ins and outs every week. It's numbers. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. So they haven't had that settled side through injuries and players playing SANFL. Just the consistency has been probably in the last month up and down a bit, where probably South has had that settled side that and they're well drilled. They know their form, they know their roles, they play it well.
And that's really how you have that chemistry together, that consistency week in, week out. Being able to play with the same group of players almost every week is something
Nick.
that's actually undervalued in most football teams.
And you get to trust and learn the ability of every player, and they're a very well drilled side, and they know their game, their style, and they're showing it today. They've been clear leaders this year in the last year or so, they've definitely got the cattle as well and the game style plan. So we'll see if Williston can respond now. They've got to come back in a way. They know, we all know, but can they?
We're going to see what Jars dishes up for them, but we've noticed that throughout this game it has been Souths that have had a few extra behind the ball, being able to, they know that they can move the ball so well, and I think being able to put it extra back, knowing that they've got this handy lead now, will be something that they continue to roll with.
I think that's exactly right, and it's their style that they have. They probably do this week in, week out to teams, and they know when they've got the grip of what's the next step, what they do, and they exploit it. And that's what we've seen today. They're using their skill, their play, and playing the better brand of football.
Absolutely. And clearly the number one team scoring-wise, statistically in the competition, and also defensively. And it just
defensively.
Again.
And there you go. So they've got a good structure and a good style, which is showing. But Williston can respond. It always comes down to effort and pressure, I guess, and lift the tempo, and hopefully we can see the scoreboard change a bit more for the side of the red and blue out there.
Yes, Williston don't need to make any structural changes. It's their movement by foot needs to improve, and clearly they've got to work on, when they go forward, it has to be that fast movement, otherwise South Gawler will kill them.
South will pick them off if they try that chip game around.
Flynn Pisani's been fantastic across half-back.
They've shown that.
Paddy White's just a consummate defender, we know that.
And with the 2 goals that Williston has scored, they came from running pressure goals. They weren't set shots, so they've got to get onto
and
that.
For Williston, they need to remember that.
Indeed.
And one thing to take note of is that Williston did have a slow start last week, and they forged their way back into the game. So we're going to see if that is the same today.
Oh, Jazzy won't
hold back.
He won't hold back. He'll be telling them, and he's definitely good at doing that. So, but they did do that, Nick, last week. They came back right into it. Got the lead in the last quarter, actually, but unfortunately got pipped at the post. But the endeavour will be there. The call is there. And they're just, it's digging deep. You're against a good side, and you've got to play to your best.
Yes, on last week, the loss to Gawler Central was one of the finest individual games I've ever seen by a 17-year-old. Jared Jenner, the 8-goal performance was something to
8
behold.
goals. Wow, that
at
makes
17
a difference.
at full forward.
That is an excellent effort. That really is. 8 goals from a 17-year-old especially.
Back on here.
Here we go. Mackenzie gets the kick for Williston, puts it into there.
Sammy Walton gets out on the open, that handball to running player.
Hudson Cole gives it out, hands out. Poulton overran it.
Paddy White
back onto it.
In pursuit. Williston with that
snap.
quick kick going across. Williston player had disposed of his defender in the goal square.
Angus brings it down, wraps it up and holds it into the forward 50 for the Donnybrooks. The umpire has signalled will be a ball up. Earlham goes up for the ruck and wins it to Sutton. Sutton puts it onto the left, and the ball is punched out for a throw-in.
That's probably where Williston are struggling. If they're going to rely on Earlham taking taps,
I think he
in
just
the
took the
forward
opportunity in that one, third man up, but
they don't have a tall player permanently in the forward line that can do that for them. That's going to signal trouble if they need to rely on the little fellas doing the job.
ball comes back in. Taken by Walton, but all wrapped up.
Something that I've noticed that's changed here for Williston, they've got James Goddard here, a kick behind the ball. So we're going to see if they're able to lock the ball inside their forward 50 now.
Little Jimmy Goddard.
Good pickup, Nick. This is why we've got you.
Ball comes out, South bringing it out.
That ball
kick,
smothered,
comes
kick
out to
goes to
Sutton.
space.
Sutton's trailing it. Gets pushed off, ball
Lee
comes to
Sutton,
South.
one of
out to Jimmy
Williston's
Goddard,
Indigenous
there's your
footballers.
man, Nick, you called him.
There we go. Jimmy Goddard, 2 kicks ahead of the play.
Looking to drive it in long for Williston. Looks up, puts it in long.
Gave his
Ball
player a
coming
run
up,
at the ball.
Henschke gets a ball hand to it. Knocked off. Ball comes out to Spill, kicked out by South towards the boundary line. It will be a mark.
Flynn Pisani.
Pisani takes it on the boundary.
No, it was
looking to
actually
bring it
Bailey
in.
Filkey took
Sorry.
the ball.
It is Filkey.
Son of Grant
Here we go.
moves the ball forward.
Got the big fellas.
One of the serial pests at South Gawler, Filkey. Beautiful tackle.
O'Reilly
Takes the
brings
player
it over
almost
for
over the
Williston.
line. We'll have a ball up just inside the boundary line. No, the umpire's giving it to the boundary umpire. That's a good move. Gets the ball into the field of play. That's what we want to see a bit more of. No, the umpire's actually
he's
decided
throwing
it
it
is
up.
his. Bit of me time for the umpires. They do like that occasionally.
They know the cameras are on.
They do. I had a chat to a couple of them before the game.
No clear winner. Ball comes out. O'Reilly jumps on it. Gives out the hands to Fry. Fry
That's beautiful hands.
screws it into forward line.
Ash Fry with that reliable left foot.
And the ball spills out.
Yes, Ash, we can see from this close, you do have hair. Not a lot, but you do have hair. That wig the other night was fantastic, though.
It actually suited him.
You saw that?
I did see it. It suited him well.
He looked like Ray Martin with long hair.
Wrapped up again. Will be another ball up.
I did suggest that he should wear it during the game, like a
Sure.
helmet.
It could put the other player off indeed. Ruckman go
It'll
up
put
for it.
everyone
Ball
off.
comes out.
That was a little throw there.
Little given out. The umpire,
Umpire
didn't
was
see it.
blindsided. Great work from Whitwer, great hands. Smith, Filkey just goes over the line.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw that little flick up there.
That was a
Yeah.
beautiful
Cheeky
little
Except the
Flynn
umpire.
Pisani, cheeky little
right.
one. When you blindside the umpire, you can get away with that. Smart footballers do it. That's a beautiful tap
Well done,
over the
Kent.
back. Paddy White was running at pace. He knew it was coming. That's a set play for the Lions. Stevie Burton trying to track it down.
grabs it, holds it in.
Beautiful tackle from Burton.
Petrohalis manages to grab, but he's
wrapped up by Pisani.
Wrapped up, taken over the line, more like a rugby scrum.
But that ruck contest, Paddy White hit that at speed, just running behind the back of the two ruckmen. He knew exactly where the ball was going to go. Beautiful set play.
Good tap there.
Comes out, Josh Waldudder, wrapping, kicks the ball forward for Williston. It's a foot race.
Taken by the
South
South
gives it
player,
out
that
to
handball
White.
forward.
White,
Filkey just
Filkey
fumbled the
wrapped
ball
up.
in the middle of the ground.
ball comes out, still South is still running with it. Quick football, bringing it in long, and he's...
Long shot on goal.
And South has missed.
It was Anthony Simpson running through the middle of the ground. That's South Gawler at their finest when they grab the ball and they just go. No other team in the league has found a solution to that. South Gawler's running in numbers. It's almost like a training drill where at
They have-
training for years as kids you learn that drill where you run and you handball in numbers. Very few teams can implement that on a Saturday. South Gawler do.
It's almost like the old circle work they used to do at
It
the
is,
training.
absolutely. They are a team that can sort of incorporate that into their game. They have the skill to do it. As we see a flying contest there.
Elliott gives it off to
Big
Arthur.
Chocky. Arthur grabs the ball. He's
Kicks it out
tackled
to
as he
Sutton,
kicks.
gets a hand to it. Waldhudder comes crashing in, wraps it up, steals the ball from his hands, puts it on his left
Waldhudder
to
is a
Kyle
raging
O'Reilly. O'Reilly plays on to Poulton. Poulton gets wrapped up. Ball comes to Spill. South bring it out. Out
That
to the
ball
centre
up and
wing.
under.
Bad bounce. Mavogel for Williston will push
Whitworth
it over.
looking for it. Runs into Elliott. To May Vogel. But Wildhood is a player we haven't seen much of
He
for Williston yet.
hasn't,
He is a player
really
that needs to impact the contest.
Need his impact.
Former league footballer.
and
He's a
input.
massive beast.
Ball comes in, centre wing. Ruckman come up. Ball comes to Spill. Cross coming onto it. Doesn't pick it up.
Paddy
give him
White
tackle.
unable to control the footy. Comes back onto
Cross
it. He's
tackles
smashed
White.
into the ground.
Waldada comes in.
Wildhood
Hasn't
now,
got the
the player
ball.
we're talking about taking the ball. Andrew Jarman on the sideline appealing for a free kick.
I'll tell you what, the umpires have definitely swallowed the whistle in this game.
They're
They
letting
are
it go.
letting the
They're
teams
letting
play,
it
and that's
go.
why we love country
One of
footy.
yours. The ball just bounces and hits the floor.
Whitworth through the middle. That's beautiful running. Handsball's off.
Good
Ball
entry.
coming
Quick
back in.
entry.
And South Gawler finds a mark, probably 35 metres from goal. Probably be taking this kick from 40.
All on his
at
own
least
too,
40.
Nathan Barch.
Yes, Bart's just he works hard off the footy. He doesn't just get the ball when it's in his area. He works hard with unrewarded running is what it's called. But this time he was rewarded. Coming in now.
Ball's on its way. Good leg.
Gets a beautiful contact on the footy. Goal umpire again doing very little work until he has to signal.
It's
Yeah, the goal umpires aren't doing much work.
No,
and, that's an indictment to the goal kicking today.
Their aerobic capacity not being challenged by the players, and I think they're pretty happy with that. It's another goal brought to you by Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. So how's the market going at the moment? Are you busy every day of the week?
It's still hot, Craig.
I'm-
I can't keep up.
I'm really surprised you're here today and not doing auctions or open houses.
Oh, that's tomorrow. That's Sunday. So no, market's still hot, indeed. Here we go, the ruck up. South bring it out to centre again. Bit of a dribble kick. Wrapped up.
South Gawler play taking
South still
down
bringing
by
it out.
Earlham. Flynn
the ball
Pisani.
out.
Ball was touched off the boot.
That quick
Bart's with a little
entry.
kick.
And
Goes through for a rush score. So, what's your property of the week? Just give us one off the top of your head, Joey.
I've got a lovely property at 337 Barossa Valley Way at Concordia.
Oh, that would be lovely.
5 acres, a 2019 Fairmont built beautiful family home on 5 acres in the Barossa Valley, up for auction 31st of July at 11:30. So call Ray White to Craigmore for any further details on the internet, realestate.com. But lovely home at the beautiful Concordia location area of the just in the gateway to the Barossa Valley.
How would my $20 go with that?
That might get a couple of stones.
Would
from-
that even
from
get
the
me in
road.
for a tour?
I'll take you for a tour for that price, mate. Only you. But lovely property indeed.
Beautiful, and it's great to have Ray White Craigmore on board. They've been a big part of bringing you the live stream all year. As the ball comes out now, beautiful mark taken. Petra Hollis, he's moved down into the back
He's
line
down in
at the moment.
defence at the moment. Quick
Kicks
kick
to
the
Earlham.
captain.
That's two guys that you want connecting for Williston, but you want it forward of centre instead of in defence.
They've got to move it on. If they have this chip game, they've got to be pretty spot on, and
It's a
they
great
have
kick.
been.
Finds his target in Bevan Cross.
He wants to go across goals. He's going out towards Childs.
Childs, it's a safe kick.
He's in the centre. He's looking up. He's going to swing it round still.
Going wider again.
We've got Mackenzie. Harrison Mackenzie picks it up. Dances.
Beautiful dodge there.
Yes. Brings it back to Jimmy Goddard in the centre. Hands off to Childs. Childs back to Goddard. They're mucking around with it a bit.
Yeah,
Quick
Goddard kick under pressure.
Under
Turns out to be
pressure.
ugly. That's a ruination of what they've done.
Again, I think it's the pressure that's out there, Mike. Nick.
South Gawler are just not giving him any clear lanes to goal.
Tackled up. Ball comes to ground.
And while we've got a break in play, quarter time at Newry Oval on the Birds Barossa scoreboard. Newry 2 goal 8 20, trailing Tanunda 4 goal 3 27. That's a bit of a surprise there. Tanunda with the early jump on the Tigers. Beautiful take there on the outer side. Quick chip, little kick. That ball coming in fast for the Lions. Cutting on the end of it. What a mark. That's the best mark we've seen all day, and we'll go a long way to see a better one. Held his defender off with the one arm, guided the ball down in its fall with the other. That's Dean Cutting at his finest. He's rangy, he's athletic, and he's very hard to beat one-on-one.
The ability to be able to shield where the ball was landing and then take it with one hand as he's moving away from it too.
He's not a big guy. He's probably 6'4", only just. Not that heavy, but his core strength is remarkable.
Oh, he's missed that one.
And he has sprayed that. As I mentioned earlier, he does have a tendency to spray a few. That could be the plums from the other week yet. We're not sure.
He made up for it with that mark, though, I will say.
That is mark of the day.
Mark.
The mark took us out of our seats, so the kick put us back in them.
We've resumed normal position.
We've got Fry bringing it in for Williston. Looking up, looking to go long.
That left foot of Fry
Puts it
comes
out
to
to
this
cross.
wing.
Punched away. Petrohalis grabs. He's wrapped up by Filkey. Ball comes to ground.
Filkey, a serial pest. Even the South Gawler players get annoyed by him.
There's a lot of argy-bargy in this game.
Yes, there's a lot
Jumper
going on.
balls and-
These guys know each other pretty well. They all drink at the same pubs. They all know each other. A lot of them went to school together. There's a huge rivalry
Big
here.
rivalry between these two. Free kick to the captain, Tyson Earlham. He's looking up. Wants to
No
bring it
real
over.
player on
He's
offer.
gonna go down the line. Going long.
Big sizer at the back with the
We've got
punch.
Filkey
Comes
giving
down
out
to
the
Filkey.
hands. Petrohalis setting and takes an easy mark.
He was the only player who went for it in the end. Bit of courage.
He's looking to bring it on. He's looking at the centre.
This is where they're breaking down. Where's the next target? Earlham's in the middle of the ground on his own, screaming for it. Petrohalis gets up and under, floating towards it, just lands inside the boundary, but it will be a South free kick for last touch. South move the ball in. They find a target straight away in Cutting. Sorry, it was Burton. That ball over the top. That's a beautiful pass. Anthony Simpson now. Goes short with the left foot. That's a lovely kick. Hits Cooper Puglisi. Puglisi drives it into the forward 50. A lot of players under that. They took themselves out before the ball got there.
Picked up by Petrohalis, kicked out. Goes out
Filkey
to
and Cross
centre wing.
fighting under the ball at the moment.
Hudson Cole in chase. Pressures him. Pushes it over. Straight into the coach's box.
Smashes the South Gawler player into this Williston bench. And yeah, it's
Oh,
back
it's
on here.
Again. It's on again.
These guys are just going, how the hell are you? I haven't seen you for 5 minutes. What's been going on? What are you doing later tonight?
Oh, they're just asking each other, yeah, how they're going, I guess.
As I said at the
How's
start of
the
the
family?
game, these guys will get it on because they don't get along.
Kicked out
That
by
hack out of the
Petrohalis.
pack from Petrohalis goes
Walton
forward
in
into space.
chase.
Walton pulls out in the end. South Gawler moving the ball beautifully. That kick falls short of its target. Flynn Pisani wiped out by May Vogel. That's a late hit and worthy of a free kick.
Ball is going to come back because there was an earlier free kick.
Would it be downfield or the he's given the
So
free?
I think this is technically downfield because there was a free
It
kick
was a
before
previous
to
free kick, Nick.
Puglisi.
So
Okay.
Pisani's put his body on the line when he didn't have to. That's what makes good football teams. Guys who, are when it's their turn to go, they just go.
We've got South at 50 looking to bring it in. I've moved it across.
That chip kick comes looking for Brody Hudson. He's taken the mark. A fingertip or under pressure. Marked it in a really good position. He's probably 25 metres out.
But did you see that? They were in the centre. 2 kicks out to the boundary. Brought it back into the centre. Shot at goal.
They
Far
had,
too easily too.
they had a
That
6'5" player planted 30 metres from goal with no one on him.
Exactly right. No one on him.
And Brody Hudson now coming in. Should be a simple goal. Leans
got
back.
it.
And the goal umpire is aerobic capacity not tested once again.
But we just saw South just chip it round, hold possession, Get the ball, get the right
That's
time for it, and then move.
Smart footy. They're
Smart
patient.
footy.
They're not under pressure.
Correct.
That's the difference.
Correct, Mike.
And if I'm
it's-
Giles, I'd be filthy with that because
Yes.
I had 2 very easy marks
Yes.
inside 50.
Yes. Too easy, Nick.
And another goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. And we are really thankful for Ray White getting on board this year. They are one of the reasons we can bring you this quality live stream with Sam, our superior AV guy, looking at his phone.
Well done, Sam. And for next year as well, we'll be here.
Absolutely. That's what we love, is an ongoing partnership.
South bring it out to their fourth 50 again. They've got run, they've got pace, they've got skill, they've got the goals in front of them, and
That
they've
is
kicked
a
another
beautiful
one.
kick. And Nathan Barch with another goal. Is that his third for the day, Nick?
I've got him down for second, but it could be third. We might have to
I believe it could
check
be
that
his
one.
third. And he is really active today. And when Nathan Barch is kicking goals and getting active, the Lions are truly on top.
Out to 6 goals, guys.
At the 6 goals, another goal for Ray White Craigmore. But the Lions, they have really taken this game by the throat. And Williston, Andrew Jarman needs to do something now. He's got to find a way to
Just
halt
stop
the
the
momentum.
run. Stop the run. Mike.
And-
Nick. Yep.
Not necessarily win momentum back, but just stop the speed and the ease with which South Gawler are winning the contest.
Comes to Spill after the ruck. Comes
But
out, South
We
bringing it
saw
out
earlier
again.
that they put Godfrey
Bringing
behind
it
the
out
ball,
again.
but they need to
Burden
do something
bringing it
more
out.
than that. Good
Jones
contest.
for Williston. Kicks it away. Out to Cross.
Had
South
Burton
go
under the
up again.
footy.
Burton marked it. Played it on quick.
Finds cutting. He goes on the left, heading for the goal square. Hudson was there once again. Brings the ball to
That's a
ground,
goal.
and a kick off the ground by a teammate running through.
I think it's Bailey Filkey.
That is Filkey, the serial pest.
No, was it Filkey or I can't?
No,
score
it was
review in this
Thomas
league.
Clements, I believe.
Okay, they look the same, but quick penetration again, pressure, run, and
And
goal.
Brody Hudson, too big in the goal square, got both hands to that, guided it to the ground to the player running past.
Oh, that was very close.
It was right on the line, I reckon,
I
Nick.
tell you what, there's no score review in this league, but that is
If you were in the
extremely
arc,
close.
what would your
Wow.
decision be?
I think would be a goal. I think it's pretty. I think it would
Well, the
be
goal
on
is in the
line.
Well,
best
we're
shot.
not going to
best-
argue with the goal umpire and
He-
question them
he should
because
be
they
right
are
in the best
volunteers.
spot.
They are on the spot. We respect them a lot. South Gawler going forward quickly again now. Ball in dispute. Cutting now, picks it up. He's tackled. Barch now with a tackle.
Jimmy Goddard got taken off for Williston. In the back pocket, plays it
giving away
on.
the free kick.
Plays it on quick. Angus Arthur. Smothered kick by South. South dummies. Brings it back through the centre. Waldharder. Got to get it, Joshy. Gives it to Captain Earlham. Earlham to Goddard. Crunch.
Oh, that's a massive tackle. Bang goes South Gawler.
Absolutely crunch poor little Jimmy Goddard. By
Jackson Press, the captain, setting the tone.
Good right work. Punched it out. Press
Press
again.
now.
Finding space.
Gets
Gets
that
his
left foot kick
to
into
it.
the forward line.
Good
punched
punch
away.
by Keith
Waldhooder on
O'Rees.
knees.
Back to O'Keefe. Gives it out, but marked by South.
Cooper Puglisi looking to drive the ball back in.
Ball comes out.
Barch,
Barch looking what
On
to
the
do with it,
left.
puts it out.
it's a real dangerous spot. Hudson was underneath it, juggled it twice, but there was another hand on the footy at some point. And that's Clements
Clements,
around the
another
corner.
one. Too easy.
Thomas Clements really skillful in front of goal. That's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. And we see Andrew Jarman in front of us going off his head.
I think what it's been for South this quarter is their ability to win the clearances. They've won the last 7.
Yeah.
That's
The
massive.
last
They're getting it
seven.
out first pick,
So
Nick.
it's not
You're
even
right.
a case of it's not even a case of Williston being able to set up. They're not getting their hands on the footy. They're not winning it out of the ruck.
Yeah.
They're not winning it out of midfield. So if you can't get that with South's ability to move the ball forward, you're already on the back foot.
It's like South are sucker punching a blind kitty at the moment.
That's exactly right, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They're just controlling the ball. They're winning the stoppages, the centre, the clearances. Here we go again. Waldharder gets a punch away. Now gets
Waldhooder, that's
clear
beautiful.
possession from it.
Follows up. That handball missed the target though. Plays into South's hands.
South bringing it out again.
South looking for a player out on this wing.
We got White, kicks it out short. To Burton. Burton brings it through to centre again. Takes a mark. Parson takes it in long.
Pearson with that kick in.
Mavogel gets wrapped up.
That's a beautiful forward pressure from South is impressive at the moment. Williston have got no free space to move the ball out of defence. They are really under siege.
Wow, it continues.
Oh, another kick over the corner. Just too easy for the Lions at the moment.
I think Jars has got his hands full, guys.
This is where he needs to show something. The players are doing what they can. They're outmatched at the moment. This is where a coach needs to make a change and have an impact on the game.
"21-minute mark, and we're already looking at nearly 10 goals down. So,
Well, I have seen the team come back from 10 goals down on this ground before in the second half.
I think we all have.
I don't want to rub that in,
no,
Joe.
Mike, I think I can remember which teams they were. But we got South bringing it out
But
to
it
centre
can
again.
happen.
They got run. Filkey overruns it. Comes out to cross to Mavogel. Mavogel gives out the hands of Goddard. Goddard's wrapped up in the centre. Manages to give him to Earlham. Earlham stops, kicks. Kicks out to Harrison McKenzie to foot race.
Whitwer now
Whitwer's
grabs the
grabbed
ball.
it.
Beautiful skills. Goes down on
Gives
one
out
knee,
the
pops
hands.
back up. Handball to a teammate.
They're
Little
just
tip
checking
kick.
at the ball at the moment. They're moving
That
it
little
on.
look away handball was fantastic for Pisani. Pisani back. Filkey now taken down.
They're holding up.
Bevan Cross tackled beautifully. Being paid as
Played
holding
on.
the man unusually. I
Harrison
thought he
McKenzie
dropped
gets
the
a kick
footy.
out.
Should have been holding the ball.
Cotsano.
Another free kick going Williston's way.
Jordan Cotsano for Williston looking to bring it in. He's on the centre wing. Takes it in towards Sutts over his head for Sutton. Ball comes to Spill. South come out with
Pearson
it again
now.
through the centre.
That
Loose
handball
ball
goes
grab.
into space. Pisani with
Straight
that
to
kick.
Mavogel for Williston. Mavogel taking it back, looking around. Gives it out to Lockie Elliott. Takes the mark at centre half back. Punched over. Taken by Polton. Back to McKenzie. McKenzie looks up. Puts it into Sizer.
That's Williston's best entry for the quarter. Player held without
Out
the
to
footy.
Polton was held. Hands come out. South have got it again.
That's a
wrapped
really
up.
strong tackle. South Gawler wrapped up by two players there. Williston showing some desperation, but that is the only truly dangerous entry we've seen from the Donnybrooks this quarter.
Ball up. One by Sizer, straight down. And I think it's trickled over the boundary. Yes, it has.
We're nearly 24 minutes in on the Ray White Craigmore time clock, so time ticking down in this second quarter. Williston need a late goal just to take something out of the period.
Have they kicked one this quarter?
Yes,
They have kicked one
Yes.
into one.
I believe so.
No, they haven't.
Not this yet, no.
No.
Big
No,
punch
they
by
were two goals
Jones.
at quarter time.
Oh, yes, they were. Sorry, yes, they were.
Flynn
Yeah.
with a little quick handball there.
They're
That's
running
beautiful
around.
movement. White getting
Got
on the
him.
end of this. Controlled the footy beautifully
Wrap
off
him
the
up.
bounce.
He got rid of it.
Got tackled, handball back.
Good pressure. Out to
Sean
Charles.
Childs with the
out
look away to
Cross.
Bevan Cross.
Cross is tackled. Gives
Cross
the hand
goes
pass
forward.
out.
Errant handball. Picked off by James. Now we've got Judd
What's
Smith.
gone on the
One of
way?
the Judd Smiths that we've got for sale at the moment.
Well rushed there by Lachlan Reynolds, just getting there in time.
That's desperate defence from the Donnybrooks. He's been fantastic. His effort rate is probably higher than the rest of his team at the moment. He's really setting the example. Good strong mark taken.
They tried to move the ball a little bit more steadily, a bit of a chip game. It hasn't quite worked this quarter for Williston.
But
Not-
South Gawler are defending one-on-one beautifully and not giving them that out.
Hudson Cole gets
That
it on the
hat
boot.
kick on the left foot,
Harrison McKenzie takes a
it
good
worked for
mark.
them that time. Mackenzie was the player who took it, but it's not really a great plan. That ball going forward. Beautiful
Sizer
jump and
takes a
take.
great
Gert Sizer. That's a fantastic grab.
He's got to come into the game. He's got to have his
He's had no impact so far.
No presence.
That's
felt.
a hack kick, comes off the inside of the foot. Really
out,
didn't
gets
advantage
tackled.
anyone, but South Gawler are able to clear this as a result.
Ball comes to Spill though.
Comes back in.
Comes out.
South under pressure.
Waldhutter grabbing it for Williston. Hand pass.
Good handball by Waldhutter.
Straight out to Polton and goals it.
Polton with his second goal of the game on the run. Beautiful work from Waldhutter at the fall of the ball. That's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
They needed that.
They desperately needed that, and that's what they need, quick movement and put pressure on at the fall of the ball. Polton's the sort of player who, when he's running at speed, is very hard to predict.
Hard, yes, indeed. And fresh player can run, and he's got good goal awareness as well.
Williston desperately would love his brother playing here as well, but he's at Freeling this season.
He is at Freeling, and another good player indeed. Ball up.
South with the tap again.
Comes out to Mackenzie. Dribbles it. He's come through the centre with it. Gets tackled and wrapped up. Gives the hands out still. Taken high was Elliott. Not given.
To be fair, that head doesn't look much like a head at times.
Comes up. And a snap kick and a goal.
Snap kick and a goal. That's two in a
Indeed.
minute for the Donnybrooks. Maybe there is life in the old blue and red yet.
They can get a couple of more and give themselves a chance.
That's what we need.
With
Fast
Mackenzie
movement,
bringing it through
Williston.
the centre.
That's been a rare centre clearance for them this quarter,
Hudson
Nick.
Cole gave it into the good kick into the forward line. Big pack. Great goal.
Even on the replay, couldn't really see who it was that got their
No.
foot to that. Centre clearances wise, they've won the last
Waldhutter,
couple,
yeah, it could have been Josh Waldhutter.
but they've been smashed in that category for most of the quarter.
Big tap away
Go
by Silver,
again.
straight to Earlham.
Earlham with the
left.
clearance now.
Kicks it out. Henschke gives him a bump and a heave-ho. Ball spills out to Cole. Cole gives out the hand pass out to Petrohalis. Down in the forward pocket, puts it onto the left, brings it into
Ball comes
50
back
for
in.
Williston.
It's not a well-directed kick.
And the ball is dribbled out. Throw in, about 45 from Williston's goal.
Williston need to keep this ball in their forward half. If they give up another goal, it will be deflating. Nearly 28 minutes in on the Ray White Craigmore time clock, so siren will go any second. Handball on knees. Williston fighting in the forward pocket here. Ball spills loose. Makes his way out to centre wing. Coming back now, that chip kick from Fry. Finds a target.
Good kick, Harrison McKenzie. Looking to drive it in long. Finds someone, picks him out, goes in.
Waldhutter's coming on a lead.
And
Just beaten
half-time.
by the siren. So scores at quarter time. Williston are trailing heavily here at South Gawler. It's currently 12 goals, 377.
I think.
77.
Nah, I think it's 12-5, 77.
12-5, 77.
4-2-26.
To 4-2-26 on the Birds Barossa scoreboard here at South Gawler. And really, South Gawler, that quarter, they put on a clinic, didn't they, Nick?
Oh, absolutely. And I think what's larger at this, because it'd be a monumental effort for Williston to be able to win this game, but I think beyond that, I mean, South Gawler have got plenty of it, and they'll probably finish top. But on top of that, it's for Williston, it's percentage. You know, a loss this big is detrimental to the percentage and can alter where they finish at the end of the season.
Yes, they've lost the last 3 games in a row, and this game, they've got a couple teams outside the top 4 really knocking on the door, thinking they're a chance. And if they lose this, which it looks like they're probably going to, and if they lose a chunk of percentage, then they will become very vulnerable.
Absolutely, and that this is the team. This is the benchmark. This team here, South Gawler. So, if they're looking for a measuring stick, this is it. And currently, they're 51 points behind the measuring stick at the moment. Towards the end of the year.
Yes, you're new to BLG footy. What do you think so far?
Oh, it's a great standard of footy. And I have seen it before. But just the ball movement and just the way that the skills have been on display is something really to admire from both these sides, more in particularly from the Lions. But no, nevertheless, it's been good kicking for goal, something that you don't see much these days. So it's been really great to see both teams kick well for goal, but the dominance from South Gawler, taking their chances, moving the ball in transition, has been quite extraordinary. And as you said, that it's the reason why they're just at least 6-7 goals ahead of everyone else.
Yes, and Williston at the moment struggling without an identity forward of centre. They don't have a tall player. They've got no one really over 6'2" forward of centre, and they don't have a genuine target to kick to, and it is really showing today when they're kicking the ball forward. In hope, if they move it slowly, they've got no chance because the South defenders are very disciplined. If they move it quickly and force some chaos ball at ground level, they've been kicking goals. That's where their goals have come from so far. But the Lions, with their precision movement, they've been getting it done.
Yeah, and look, when it's been going forward for Williston, they haven't had the big target up forward. But another thing is that they haven't really had great entries going inside forward 50, whereas South Gawler, almost every time they go inside forward 50, they're hitting someone up. And we spoke about what happened down here with 2 or 3 inside 50s, or sorry, 2 or 3 kicks inside 50s, and it was like circle work. They're going right one to another without any resistance at all. So I think it's also the lack of a target, but I think it's also the entries itself and the efficiency with that.
Yes, but also South Gawler in the ruck department have been dominating. Kurt Sizer, a fantastic ruckman, has had his colours lowered today. And I'd actually like to put a shout out today to a friend of mine watching over in Dutton Bay on the Eyre Peninsula, Troy Benny, former Williston Premiership ruckman. I think he would be sitting there on his couch going, well, if I was playing in the ruck, things would be different. First of all, someone would have been knocked out, unfortunately. And that's a highlight to the old days that we don't like to see anymore, Troy. You were just a bit of a thug. Perhaps you need to rethink and have a good look at yourself.
So if you're Andrew Jarman, how do you attack trying to turn this game around?
First of all, they need to find a way to win the clearances, and they need to go defensive at the clearance because South Gawler have been running the ball out too easy. The likes of Dare, Pisani and co have been moving the ball out of the middle too easily. How many clearances did they get that quarter?
Oh, they were easily outnumbered. It would have been at least
75% of the clearances.
Yeah, and they had a period where they had 7 in a row. Just in that period where they were just getting goal after goal after goal, and that's what really separated both teams in the second quarter.
Forget structures, forget your game plan. You need to spend at least the first 10 minutes of the third quarter going one-on-one, shut South Gawler down, and putting a Josh Waldhurter in the middle, that big beast, to force him to break a couple tackles, knock some people over, and just move the ball forward at all costs.
So I don't think... do you think that a one-on-one they'd be able to match South Gawler like that? Do you think that's the way that they're going to call it? If you stand the defensive side of your player, if he gets the ball, you wrap him up, you give yourself a chance. I think for most of it, it's got to be that they've almost got to go for a defensive mindset in the second half. And it's a bit weird to say 51 points down, but I think what worked just before they went on that run, they had a couple players behind the ball, and they were able to get the ball, take control, and just be able to hit up guys. And then, well, they didn't score, but they had control of the ball. And I think that's the key thing, because Williston, as soon as they get the ball, they're out. They're out, and they're...
South, you mean?
Oh, sorry,
they're
South.
Out, yes.
South, they're out. They're in transition. They're in their side, they're 450, and they're pretty much having a shot on goal. So they have to find ways to be able to stop that, because that's how they've won this game so far.
They've been terrific, the Lions, and this is one of the reasons I do enjoy watching them play. They play a beautiful style of footy. It's very attractive to watch. They're well coached and well drilled, but they're also relentless. They don't think, oh, with 3 goals up, that's okay for a few minutes. They want the next goal.
Absolutely, and it showed. So who have you liked so far? Best players?
Best players, I'm going to go with Lockie Arnold. I thought he set the tone early in the ruck. Then Brodie Hudson and Chris James have followed up beautifully there. So the three-headed monster as a unit, I think, has been really effective. But Paddy White in defence has been untouchable. He's the reason that Williston's entries are cut off. He doesn't just get the ball himself, but he directs traffic back there. I think Flynn Pisani's been fantastic. Nathan Barch has been great through the middle. Stevie Burton, Anthony Simpson. There's a cavalcade of guys for South Gawler that have been good. Bailey Filkey's been really annoying and obnoxious almost in the middle. He gets in everyone's face. He tackles hard. He wins the hard ball. He sets the tone at the bottom of the pack and lets the guys around him do the classy work.
Absolutely. So Dean Cutting for me has probably been one of the best players.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. And with Paddy White, and you said it before, both players, those two players at both ends for South Gawler have probably been their anchors. And then their ability, particularly in that second quarter, as we said, to be able to work it through midfield has been phenomenal, and that started in the ruck for them.
Absolutely. And for Williston, I thought Sean Childs has battled hard in defence, as has the old-timer Ash Fry. Sammy Walton's been putting a lot of hard work in around the footy, but he's been outnumbered and outmatched so many times just by the sheer weight of numbers coming through. Bevan Cross has been productive, and I thought young Isaac Polton has been really good when he's had his opportunities. Petra Hollis worked hard back into defence, but that's not where you want him playing. Petra Hollis is a player that you want forward of centre-half forward, so that when he gets the ball, he is putting pressure on the goal face.
Absolutely. So for Williston, they need to find a way back into this game. They need to find a way back into this game and into this second half. Next few weeks, they've got Kapunda, they've got Angerson, and they've got Tanunda. So this second half performance for Williston can really bring some form into the following weeks for them heading into September. So for South, it's been complete dominance, as we've said. The ability to be able to win the ball from midfield and transition has been second to none completely, and it shows why they're the number one team in scoring and the number one team defensively. The Lions only losing the one game, and that was to Williston at South Gawler. So like we said, for Williston, it's huge for them to be able to play well this second half, as they've got some winnable games the next few weeks to really turn this bad month around. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this is attacked, because leading into September, it's imperative that Williston really find some form in the second half of this game and leading into the next few weeks heading into September.
Absolutely. Williston really need to find something here. They're getting their pants pulled down right now by a crosstown rival. That's always embarrassing. And if you think you're a contender for the flag, you can't afford that to happen. And we're actually going to cross now for a bit of a sponsor plug. We are looking, Sam's going to bring up for us some signage. Slats Tiling here in Gawler. They are a fantastic business. They will look after your tiling needs. Anything you need done, they will get it done. And they will be competitive on price. They'll do whatever you need. So Slats Tiling, for all your tiling needs, please get around them. They're a local business. They support local community sport, and they're the kinds of businesses that we love. They are the reason that community footy clubs can still exist. And there's your cash for comments for the day. Yes, Slats Tiling, get around them. Actually, I know a few people who can get their bathrooms done, so I will be putting the word out, and Slats Tiling probably will get a few contracts just out of this plug in alone. So, Nick, do you need any tiling done?
Not for me personally, but...
Can you go home and crack some tiles so that you need some done?
I might have to, yeah.
But yes, so heading into the second quarter, the sun's come out now. It's beautiful, perfect conditions for footy. There's almost no wind. So...
Very cold too, but
very cold, but when you're out there running, you don't feel that.
That's right.
Williston will be kicking to the left of the screen. It is the scoring end here at South Gawler, so that's Williston as they're coming out now. They've got to be, they're very quiet. For me, that's not a great sign. I'd like to hear a bit of noise come from as they're coming out, personally, but that's just me and the way I'm built.
Yeah, I think there's got to be a sense of urgency. They've got to be running out shoulder to shoulder here as one unit, not disjointed, and just
They are coming out as one unit, but they just seem very passive, and that is a concern for me. I think that you'd want to hear a bit of thunder coming from the group.
Absolutely. You need that sense of urgency to say, look, this game
This is
is
it,
far
now
out
or
of
never.
reach, but look, if we don't get a move on, it's, it can get very ugly.
That's right. We need to see something from Williston to remind us why they deserve to be in the top 4 at the end of the season. This is their chance to audition for that top 4. It's not a given just because they played in the grand final last year that they will be back there.
Absolutely, and there's only one win that separates Williston from Barossa, who are in 5th, just a game behind.
Barossa are coming hard. Even Gawler Central think they're a chance to sneak in. Kapunda have been down for the last month. They haven't been playing their best footy, but they are still around the mark. There's a lot of teams that would love to steal that 4th spot.
And like we said earlier, percentage is extremely important for Williston, because if this game takes an even bigger hit than what it is right now, then that percentage doesn't become as much of an advantage for them. So both teams.
But yes, so slats tiling. We definitely want to see some people ringing slats this week and getting around them. Sorry, I've got the guys from the Muppets behind me getting involved now. The Muppets in the bar. But yeah, definitely Williston, this is 0 hour for the Donnybrooks. If they don't show us something this half, in my predictions, I could almost write them off.
For this game?
For the season.
For the season?
This second half will determine the rest of their season, is my prediction.
Even if they manage to make finals, you'd write them off for the season. If let's say this goes to 10 goals. 10 goals?
Yes.
You'd write them off.
I would, yes.
Wow.
Yes, because you need to show now that you are capable of matching it with South Gawler, who are the elite team in the competition. Even if you lose the game, make it by 4 goals.
There's not many teams that have been able to do that.
No, there aren't, and that's why you should be playing finals if you can do that.
That's very true. That is very
That's
true.
why finals is a cutthroat business. They don't let all the teams in the competition play finals. You've got to prove you belong there.
Absolutely.
And they've lost 3 games in the last 3 weeks to teams that they should have beaten. So if they want to prove that they're the real deal, now's the time. I'm going to have a lot of people probably have a go at me after this, but that's the way it is. Williston need to stand up now. Their veteran players are the ones who are going to lead the way. Ash Fry always does. Tyson Earlham as a leader is great. Josh Waldhurt is a player I need to see more of from this half. And perhaps him going forwards is another way they can spark something, because he is hard to beat one-on-one, but they probably need him around the stoppages.
They need a lot working for them around the stoppages. They're just being smashed out of the midfield, particularly in that last quarter. So it becomes... I'm not writing them off, even if they play a bad second half, but it just becomes really difficult, because usually in any league, in footy, it's the last month of the regular season or the home and away season that really can jolt you towards September.
I hope that's a comfortable fence you're perched on.
What's that?
I hope that's a comfortable fence you're sitting on.
I'm not writing a team off that can play finals. But I'm also not going to sit here and pretend that South Gawler aren't the overwhelming favourites to win it.
It's the road to the premiership goes through Evanston. South Gawler have to be beaten.
And there is only one team that's beaten them at.
Yes, that
South
was
Gawler.
a fair while ago now,
I know,
and Williston probably not playing at that level much since then. Probably missing Isaiah McKenzie, who's one of the most dynamic midfielders in the competition. He's playing SANFL footy at the moment. But without him, their midfield seems to be a little stagnant.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that Williston can get their way back into this game, make it an interesting game and not so much one-sided. We do love a good contest.
Yes, definitely. We need a good contest in the second half. That was too easy for South Gawler in the second quarter. And Williston, they're a proud club. They're not going to take this lying down. They need to come out and old school Williston, they would come out and they'd knock a couple guys over early and put a physical presence into the game and just send a statement, and then they'd start playing good footy.
And hopefully that was a message from Jars too. Just come out, really show some energy.
Really put your body on the line. Someone's got to make a statement and say, guys, this is me, follow me. Even if they get cleaned up and hurt, you're going to feel some pain if you put your body on the line, but that's what footy's about.
Some real energy, and then the ability to be able to have most of the possession of the footy, hold on to it, make smart decisions, and see where it goes from there. Because you can make smart decisions with the football, as South Gawler have done, and done it so effectively and so efficiently. Who knows what can happen? But it's a very, very, very long way back.
Yes, long way to come back for Williston.
So what would be the mark for Williston for you to say that you wouldn't write off Williston's season?
I think if they got back to within 4 goals.
4 goals?
I think so, because I believe that South are a 7-goal better team than Uriutpa, who are currently the second best team in the competition.
That's fair.
And I think that if Williston can get to within 4 goals, or even closer than that, then they will be still a genuine contender. As we see the ball up. Quick clearance here now for Williston. But Paddy White read the ball. His opponent jumped, but he stayed down. He was too smart. That little chip kick to centre half back. He runs and collects, as he often does, but Williston predicted that. That quick ball into the middle. The bouncing ball eludes the player there. Pearson unable to get it. Ball quick chip out to the wing. Beautiful kick down the outer side. No one able to mark. Williston player grabs it. He's wrapped up. They ground bathed in sunshine now. Beautiful.
A few extras behind us now, I've just noticed.
The crowd is building up generally. There's been a function up on the hill in the club during the first half, so a lot of them have come down to watch the second half. Here we go in the middle of the ground. Josh Waldhuter dances around the opponent, kicks on his right, looking for a player, just goes over Petroholis' head. That handball over the top, finds Polton. Ooh. He hits the post. That would have been the perfect start for the Donnybrooks. Sorry, Jordan Cozzano, the second gamer. That would have been a beautiful start and would have got Williston right back in. South now moving the ball, coming down to this outer wing. Paddy White under it, takes the mark, handball's out, finds Filkey. Filkey had the ball, did a 360, dropped it, picked it up again. Now that mongrel kick going forward. Chopped off. Williston with a beautiful pick up there. South with that little chip over, beautiful tap. Goes across to Judd Smith. He rolls in, kicks the simplest of goals. So another goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs, but a beautiful goal, well moved by the Lions. That double-handed tap, just a thing of beauty down there.
And smart football. You know, the instincts for some players is to really take it and give the handball when recognising the situation where he may not have that time, and just smart play to tap it on there to Jackson Dare, who gave it off for an easy on-the-line goal.
And that's another first goal to the Lions within the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Williston really didn't want to see that.
No.
And it came after Williston fumbled an opportunity to kick the first goal of the quarter. Ball up. Arnold with the tap. Goes to no one. South player wrapped up in the middle. That's the kind of desperation we want to see. Sammy Walton, this is the guy who will lead from the front. He's paid a free kick against him. He's interfered with the South ruckman as he was going up. Don't mind that, because at least he's showing I'm not giving you anything. Williston player got behind the footy, couldn't take it. That kick comes in the middle of the ground. Paddy White, the only player there. He's rebounding like a machine today. He's rebounding like Dennis Rodman.
That's pretty good.
Quick handball there, coming to Filkey. That quick kick across the ground is a thing of beauty. South Gawler now got a shot on goal coming. He'll be kicking from probably 45 at the minimum, but no wind to speak of. He's got to back himself in here. Up and under kick, probably not going to make the distance. Big pack flies. Ash Fry on the goal line just walks it across. Goes, I'll have the kick in, thanks. Moves the ball quickly. Williston now heading down the outer wing. Bevan Cross picks it up off the deck beautifully. That kick going forward. Mark is spoiled. Paddy White once again with another rebound. Handball off to Dare, who's taken down as he's kicked. That kick goes over the top to the goal square. Bouncing through for a minor score. End-to-end play, just pure speed there from South Gawler. Williston unable to sort of catch up.
So we've got Williston now taking out of the back pocket. This is Erlen with the ball. He looks inside.
Finds the old man, Ash Fry, who ran on after giving the kick in. He goes long down the outer side. That's a beautiful long kick. Even in this light, I can see that he's got hair, Mum. Don't worry. So ball up, on the half-forward flank for Williston. Sam Walton taking the ruck contest, which he did earlier in the year. Really weird. He's only 6'1". South Gawler with the clearance now, going forward. That's a beautiful strong mark taken out in front there. That kick going forward now. Williston able to mark. Sean Childs just read the play beautifully. He's standing up today on what's probably one of the biggest days of the season for him, Indigenous round. He's one of the driving forces behind it here at Williston and one of the great leaders of his community. I actually believe that he will become an elder in the Indigenous community at some time in the next few years. He's just a great role model. That ball coming out to this side. Williston player tracking the footy, just sees it over the boundary line, so we'll have a throw in just outside Williston's forward 50 metres here in the shadow.
So they've got it inside their forward half now.
Just near the slats tiling sign as well, so beautiful cross promotion there. Well done by the Williston players to bring that into play.
This is where Williston really need to lock it in. They have to lock it into their forward half. Don't allow that easy transition.
And Walton taking the ruck here. This is a really weird move because South Gawler have got dominant ruckmen. You can't really get away with a 6-footer playing against these guys. He's done it before earlier this year and had a good game, but I'm not sure it's the move I'd be going for. At least perhaps a bigger body like Lockie Elliott might be a good idea. Waldherter planning himself under that. He takes the mark under pressure. That's too big, too strong. That short kick to a teammate cut off. South Gawler with the chip kick coming out. Beautifully played. That's delicious movement. Cooper Pulazy.
Bit of Bruce McAvaney there with a delicious...
Well, occasionally you've got to bring delicious out. Not all the time. And when you've got a name like Pulazy with the Italian cooking, you've got to think delicious. It's in my head. I can't wait to go back. It's been too long. Hat kick goes around, heading towards the top of the square. Comes down. South Gawler player picks it up. Running against the flow. Handball back to Paddy White. He's calm under pressure. He looks for a target. He could have blazed away on the left foot there. A lot of players would have. That's what I thought he was going to do, but he's smarter than all of us. He finds a target probably 35, 40 metres from goal.
Far too easy, that ball movement again. Just they had a couple players out there, South Gawler, all on their own. They were renting land. They had that much space.
They look like they don't have to be running at 100%. They're going at 85% a lot of the time, and as we see the ball come through for another goal for Ray White, Craigmore. Your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs, and South Gawler just piling on the pain for the Donnybrooks. Too easy, as you just said. It's becoming a real problem now. We've got a 12-goal margin currently on the Birds Barossa scoreboard. It is South Gawler 12-goal Not sure
It'll be
because the
13-6,
score
I think.
was 13-6, 85-91, taking on Williston, 4-goal, 3-27.
The ball
As
comes
Joey's
out now.
just returned from his halftime sojourn.
Hi guys, yeah, just had to do the rounds.
Did
and
you do an auction while you were away?
I nearly
How many
did
properties
actually,
did you sell?
and keep everybody happy. And some business questions come in, and you got to take time.
How
with
many
your-
properties did you
with your
sell while you
people.
were out?
There's 3 on the go at the moment, actually, Mike. So it's just today. And how's it looking back here again? Any different?
You're not going to be happy. South Gawler have piled on a couple goals. Williston have missed some opportunities, but Williston currently forward and looking to sneak a goal against the run of play.
Big
But a
leg
free
by-
kick going South Gawler's way. Bring the ball out now. Mark to Josh Whitwer in the back pocket. He goes a short kick, finds a running player. He runs, goes with the handball out wider. That player dances around opponent, comes back inboard, finds a teammate. Strong mark taken.
Comes
Jackson
out onto the
Press,
wing.
captain. He crosses play again. Flynn Pisani here, running. He's just a machine.
To Filkey.
Filkey the pest. He goes long.
Puts it in. Goal square.
Teammate puts the ball down. See a ball up coming now at the top of the goal square. South Gawler pressing once again. Big tap from the South Ruckman. Comes
McKenzie.
out. Williston able to clear.
Harrison McKenzie brings it out for us, but straight to South.
Missed the ball. Had to
Filkey
give a
comes
tip.
in. Gives out
Filkey
the hand pass.
Finds Whitwer. Whitwer with the kick across the face of goal. Finds Paddy White, camped probably 35 metres from goal, directly in front.
He can do
That's
it all.
inexcusable.
He can defend, and now he's going to have a shot on goal.
He's drifted forward because he knows that this is the time of game when they want to put their foot on Wilson's throat. It's time to really put them to bed. And that's what South Gawler do better than any other team in the competition.
He's made
Gone
no
back.
trouble of that.
And the goal umpires, their aerobic workout today has been pretty slim. They're going to have to do some training tonight, I think, just to make up for it. So it's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. But
I think a bit of the fizz has come out now, but South's still sticking to their guns.
South are still playing at the same level they were in the first half. Williston need to match that, or they're going to get absolutely creamed.
Here we go. Centre bounce.
South Ruckman stayed
Comes
down,
out.
got the ball,
Walden went up for it for the ruck. Comes into South
kick forward
50.
to South. The ball bounces out. Quick kick over the top, bouncing through, minor score.
But again, it was the quick attack that we saw South do again from the centre.
Speed kills. Ball coming out now to this wing.
Reece
Williston with a
O'Keefe.
courageous mark, the young fella. They need to find a target from here. This is where they're breaking down.
O'Keefe brings it in
Goes
long
long
down
with
onto
the left
Sizer.
Sizer gets pushed under the contest. South Gawler able to take. And a free kick given away by Tyson Earlham. That'll be a 25-metre penalty. He's filthy with himself. He knows it was a stupid mistake. Not even arguing with the umpire. He knows. So Bailey Zobel driving the ball, looking for a target. Finds big Brody Hudson. Too big, too strong. Size does matter.
In that case, it
Here we
did.
go. Plays on. Long kick.
He's drilled it, and
That's a goal.
goal
Oh, no,
umpire,
Yeah, it's
no,
hit the
just
post.
offline. So,
Right.
well, didn't make the goal umpire run, so the goal umpire is probably pretty happy with that. So Williston to bring the ball back in. Ash Fry now, he's looking for a target. Looking down the defensive side once again. He goes with that 60-metre kick that he possesses. He's only a small guy, but he's got a massive kick.
Ball comes over, and it's gone out for a throw
And
in.
so we'll have a boundary throw in, probably 60 metres out from Williston, South Gawler's goal, sorry. Sammy Walton in the ruck, gets the tap, smashes it forward. Beautiful pick up off the deck there by the
Excellent
Williston
to
player.
Earlham to Petrohalis.
Ball coming in quickly. This is what Williston
Comes
need.
out, Henschke put it in, and Waldhutter sets himself and marks it.
Waldhutter, it was 2-on-2 there. That's what Williston need. Gave Big Wally a chance to go at the ball against one opponent.
It's great to see some better ball movement there from Williston. Something that they've lacked most of this game, but to be able to push the ball forward and keep it running in numbers was really good to see there.
Waldhutter setting up, probably from about 20, 25
You can
out.
mark this one down. He doesn't miss.
And he steered it right through.
Beautiful kick and another goal for Ray White Craigmore. And that's one that'll actually make Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs, very happy.
Great goal, Josh. Just needs more of them.
And while we're here, I want to actually mention the Williston in the last few months, the great development here, the new light towers that have gone in. Massive effort from the club to raise the money for those, and they've got facilities here that are now much better for kids to train at. Junior footy under lights is this thing to watch. Tonight after the game there's a women's football match, South taking on Williston, so that'll be under lights. Williston really investing in their infrastructure. It's great to see.
No, it is, Mike. And they're great lights.
South
come out.
Gawler straight out of the middle now. Jackson Press running. He's gone for home. He has very nearly kicked that.
Oh, there's been a free kick given away on the line there by Brady Hudson.
Very close to a captain's goal straight out of the middle there. And that was too easy for South. Even though they didn't get the goal, that's a really bad sign for the Donnybrooks.
Too quick, too easy.
There's no one defensively on that side of the contest waiting for that guy running through.
But no, the lights look good, Mike. They come up, and Aldo Passen's done a great job to create this happen, and he brought it on, and they're up, and they do a great job, and they're looking good, and the young football is strong, and we've got the women's football later on, which is strong, and we're getting a bit of a crowd here as well.
Yes,
so,
and that's going to be fantastic. Unfortunately, I've got to go to a fundraiser tonight. I'm hosting something, so
Indeed, no, that's.
I wish I could stay to
happens.
watch the women's football tonight. It would be a great scene to see.
It will be great.
Ball coming into the middle. Good mark taking South Gawler.
Plays on quick through the centre. South bring it up to centre half forward. Good mark
Big, strong mark taken.
by Simpson.
Anthony Simpson.
Probably about 50.
Not to be
55.
confused with Anthony Simpson, who played for them a couple of years ago.
Looks like he's setting up to go for goals. He's coming all the way back to the centre square.
He's
nearly,
got
but,
a very long Jeff
big
Thompson
long
run up.
It's like a
up he
Ben
must
Brown
have.
type run up.
Here we go.
This should soak up a bit of time. I'd be tired by now.
He's done a lap.
Gets on the left, runs out to the left, and that's where the kick goes. I don't understand that. Didn't quite make the distance, but was right to the line.
Fry to bring it in for Williston.
Here comes the old timer. Yes, he does have hair, Mum. Calm down.
Brings it in quick.
He plays on.
We need to set up an interview, I think.
I did that during the week, and
Good
he
mark.
wore a wig for the second half of it.
Great mark to Reese O'Keefe for Williston. Centre half back. Fry keeps running.
Yes, he was on Zoom TV during the
O'Keefe
week.
plays on. He's looking.
Everyone's running past.
Gonna
Ash
go
Fry's
long.
demanding the footy. He's run a long way.
Wasn't there for Paulden. Pozzano overruns it.
South player picks it up,
Comes out.
spins in trouble. Flynn Pisani out on the wing, weaves his way around. That's a beautiful pass. Pisani's been terrific with the ball in hand today. Finds Judd Smith, who goes long and across the face of goal.
Comes out to Filkey, dropped, tackled.
Should have been holding the ball.
Should have been holding the ball, but Mavogel kicks it up for Williston towards the line. Coming out South, gather and grab it. Looks back, kicks in. Good mark. Can't see who it is. He's kicking at about
South
50.
Gawler too classy with the footy. Looks like Lockie Arnold. He kicks it long and high. No player able to get the two hands to it.
There's a free kick here.
Going South Gawler's way, so Williston are giving the free kick away. That's terrible for the Donnybrooks. Just what they didn't need. So the South player going back. He's well within range. Should be a simple shot on goal. Coming in. And Brody Hudson's put that through.
Another one for South.
That should be a second or third for Hudson for the day.
That'll be his second.
Second goal for the big backup ruckman.
Really kicking away now are the Lions.
Yes, and another goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. And they've provided a lot of goals of the day today.
They've kicked straight. They have indeed.
Nearly 20 minutes in on the Ray White Craigmore time clock, so time is ticking away. Williston, they're 8 goals down now. They need to get a goal or two back just to prove that they're still in this contest.
South bring it out the centre again. Looking up forward. Stops, props tackled.
Flynn Pisani with the don't argue. The little man just too strong for his opponent.
Goes over everybody and
Sean Childs just sees
rolls
that ball
over.
over the line. But Flynn Pisani was so powerful out of the middle there. He's best on ground for mine at this stage.
he's done well.
He's been superb. He's added a new dimension to South Gawler since he joined them last year.
Centre wing, bit of a fight on, but no, the ball comes to be a throw up.
Ball goes to ground. Picked up by South. Beautiful
South bring
hands
it out
there.
again quick.
Running play. Looks like Hudson was being held onto again.
He's getting the free.
He's forced another free kick. That's that presence of that big target. That's what Williston don't have. Even if you don't get the mark, you can force the opposition to give away a free kick just out of panic.
Chance to really extend this lead now, and this is just getting really ugly now for Williston.
Tyson Earlham coming off for a rest now for the Donnybrooks. Bevan Cross coming back on. And that goes through for another goal. Another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
Consecutive goals for Hudson, who's really given Williston major problems up forward for.
He's the only key forward size-wise on the ground. Cutting is a key forward, but he's more of a mobile, athletic forward. But Hudson is a true big unit.
They've been bringing it in quick and well, and the good players have definitely taken the reward of the abilities and the opportunities that have been coming in thick and fast. So they've stood up and they're capitalising on their good work and entry. So now Williston's got to put the shackles on.
Williston, they need to arrest this somehow.
Wald Hutter gives it off in the centre still. No clear winner. White comes running through.
Oh, White got hit heavily after he got rid of the ball.
Bump Josh.
That's what Williston need to show a little bit more of.
Pushes it up forward. Comes out to Waldhutter again. Slaps it on front. Ball rolling. Ball running to Hudson Cole. Takes a shot and hits the post.
Hits the post, but that's better from Williston. I don't advocate late hits, but that physicality is something that Williston have not shown enough of today.
What Waldhutter does is on the ball, and basically whoever gets in front.
And Paddy White there
out.
on his own gives off a beautiful kick there. His teammate was the only player who could get to it. As we see Clements now turning, going long. He's looking for Hudson, and Hudson holds his position.
Good mark.
Used his body, not
Too
his
big.
arms, to hold the opponent away from the footy and just protect with the drop of the ball. That's just beautiful forward play from the big fella.
Is now having the chance to kick his third consecutive goal.
His third consecutive.
His fourth for the game, potentially.
Potentially. Don't get ahead of ourselves. You've put the mockers on him.
And he's drifted to the left.
I said
There you go.
potentially.
You
I
are
didn't say.
the, you are the kiss of death.
I
say
said
that.
potentially, not definitely.
We all managed to do it.
The
You've
idea was
now
floated.
Graduated to that club. I'll let them know who you are. That's Fry now looking to bring the ball back in. Been going down the defensive side of the ground traditionally for the day. He's going to look to do that again.
Brings
That
it
big
in,
left
goes the
foot goes a
mongrel.
torp. That's a monster kick.
Great kick, Ashley.
That's got to
Ash
be
Fry.
close to 80 metres. I'm going to
South.
look for that in a highlights package this week. Sam, get on it.
South bring it in to attack. Forward 50. Ball
Comes
goes
straight
over.
back in. Looks like a free kick's been paid. Going Williston's way.
Pushed out of the way, I think. Harrison McKenzie will take the free kick. Kicks it on. Tackled. Ball comes out. South push it in. Goal front. Big
Ball
man
in
fly.
dispute.
Comes
Thomas
out,
Clements around the corner.
marked on the goal line.
Good take from the Donnybrooks. Chance to settle it down.
Henschke,
Catch
I
your
think.
breath.
Henschke bringing it
He's
in
got
for
Bevan
Williston.
Cross leading out on this wing. That's who he goes to.
Comes out.
The two
okay,
helmeted
wrapped
players
up.
from Williston combine. They force the ball up.
Comes out. South got the run. Another shot at goal. No. puts
Flying
it up,
kick across, looking for a teammate.
Punched away.
That kick comes back in, finds Hudson. He goes by hands.
Easy goal.
Hits Barch, who goes for possibly his fourth for the day. That's beautiful teamwork from South. Hudson would have been well within his rights to turn and blaze away for his fourth consecutive goal. But he's gone, I've got a teammate in better position. I'm just going to give the good handball. That's clever, unselfish footy.
We're approaching a triple-digit lead in this game, and it's
Just
it's
about
nothing short of a
time.
statement win, I would think.
This is a statement win, and this is
Sure.
South saying to Williston, we beat you last year in the grand final on your home deck. We're killing you today. We know we've got your measure.
It's just been absolute. They've just completely dominated all over the ground for almost the entirety of the match.
You see Sam Walton going in the ruck against Chris James. What a mismatch. Beautiful tackle by the Williston player there. Took Pearson down. South still got the kick going forward.
I don't think there was a touch on that. I think
it's
that's a
gone through
goal.
for a goal. That's a huge kick.
There was no touch on that football.
Long running goal. Too easy out of the middle. That's South Gawler just putting the screws down.
It was great
Looking
work
out
to be able to
see who
stay with
was.
it. Oh, couldn't get a good look there.
Could have been Anthony Simpson, I think. Actually, no, it might have been Steve Burton, sorry. The Central District product.
Let's see if they replicate this again. We'll go to the outer wing.
Williston moving the ball out that way. Earlham now goes to ground. South get the ball. Yep. Thanks for your time, Joe. You've got to take off now. You've probably got a few properties to sell. Good luck.
Yeah, got to be off for family calls again. So,
Okay.
but thank you. It's been great to have you again.
And keep an eye out for that $20 property for me.
Indeed,
I
I'll
really
let you
need
know,
one.
Mike. Okay.
If there's
All
anything on
right.
the Monopoly board, I'll look at it.
Okay. And I just said, I just had a chat with someone who said, all the best, Tess.
I'm sure there's plenty of that out
Okay,
there.
Mike. You take it easy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. All the best, ladies and
Thanks for
gentlemen.
your
Take
input
care.
today. You're
Have a good
magic.
night.
And thanks to Ray White Craigmore for lending you to us. Back to the footy now. Williston have moved the ball into their forward line.
I don't even think you can buy anything for $20 on a Monopoly board. I don't think
Hey,
you can.
with real money, I'm going to try.
don't think you can. I think the cheapest is like $40.
Hey, I've got what I've got. Actually, I'm $50 up from a little earlier, so who knows? I could be looking for a mansion.
First blood rule of the match here.
Yep. Good player coming off South Gawler. Nathan Barch, who's been sensational today. Looks like he might have some blood coming from his nose. He puts his body on the line every week. He's a true South Gawler competitor. Ball's in Williston's forward pocket. Player kicks the ball round the corner. In dispute. South Gawler with the quick clearance coming out. Beautiful movement by hands. That's a good kick coming out. Filke used his body. One position and gave his teammate a chance to run at the footy. That ball bounces, hits a target, comes back in. Thomas Clements, clever by hand, hits a teammate. He heads towards goal. No, he went towards Hudson in the goal square. And beautiful follow-up by the big fella from South Gawler.
I feel like we've said it all day, but far too easy.
Far too easy. Dean Cutting it was with that goal. Crumbed it off his big fella's hands. Simple, clever footy from South Gawler. Don't make it any more complicated than it needs to be. Just move the ball quickly.
That's exactly right.
The less people who touch the ball, the less chance there are you'll stuff it up.
Just pushing it forward and just being able to stay in it. And then reaping the rewards at the end.
We're in the shadows of the third quarter now. Nearly 30 and a half minutes into the third quarter on the Ray White Craigmore time clock.
And nearly a 100-point lead. And it's not even three-quarter time. The ball comes out now. Surely Williston can try to manage something. They can't. It's going to now go inside
Kick
50.
out of the middle. South Gawler
Flying
pressing
there was
once
Hudson.
again.
Didn't get it.
Williston
So there's
with
a clearance
quick
out now.
kick.
They've got the numbers here, Williston, so let's see if they can manufacture something.
Strong tackle. Takes South Gawler player to the ground. Forces the ball up. Almost at half forward for South Gawler.
Up it goes. Another clearance here. It's going to get in to look inside 50. They've butchered the kick over Hudson's head. The ball's still there in a dangerous area. And there's a chance here. Smothered. Ooh, a bit of a chicken wing tackle there.
Real big pile driver into the ground there.
Bit of a chicken wing
A little bit of WWE going on.
That's it.
Don't mind a bit of that. Ball up just 15 metres out from the south goal. Great physicality being shown and holding the ball.
On the siren.
Right on the siren for three-quarter time. And before we give you the details from here, we've got scores from around the grounds. From Newry per Oval, Newry 3-goal 11-29. Tanunda leading 6-goal 6-42 at half-time. But midway through the quarter, Newry had hit the front. And currently here at Williston Oval, South Gawler putting in a dominant performance, 20-goal 12, 132, leading Williston 5-goal 5, 35 on the Birds Barossa scoreboard.
I think it's 21 goals because that goal went through, so I think it's 100 points now. It's over 100 points at three-quarter time.
Yes, and that's the margin we were looking at earlier. 100 points was going to signal danger for Williston, and the alarm bells are ringing here.
So at three-quarter time, if you're a team that's down by over 100 points, what can you possibly do? The game's far lost.
The game's gone. You've got to find something to gain from the contest. You've got to find a way to manufacture avenues to goal, to kick 3 or 4 goals this quarter and put together some good structures of play. And you've got some good young players in this Williston team. You've got to put them in a position to succeed. You've got to put Bevan Cross on the footy and leave him there for the entire quarter and say, kid, you're the future of our footy club. Show us what you've got.
And I think this last quarter, they have to at least win the quarter.
Winning
they
the
can at least
quarter
win
is
the quarter, get some momentum. Because next few weeks they've got Kapunda, they've got Angerson, they've got Tanunda, all of which can be winnable games.
They can be winnable games, but they're all losable too. And if they lose 1 or 2 of those games, Williston possibly will not play finals.
You've written them off now.
I haven't written them off completely, but that's 3 weeks of nightmare footy coming up where there's teams that you can't predict how you're going to go against. Angaston have had a horror season, but if they get players back on the right week, they are capable of beating good teams. Kapunda are a really good team on their week.
They've been looking for that third spot too, especially if they can get up.
Kapunda are still in the hunt. They believe they're a chance, and they are really looking to come strong late in the season. Definitely. Williston, Williston are a big, passionate footy club. They show heart. This is what it's all about. This is the quarter where Williston need to show that Donnybrook fighting spirit. They're past players. They're passionate. The guys that are sitting at home watching now, Troy Benny, I know you're watching. I know you're hurting right now. This is when you want to see some Donnybrook spirit come out. And every other past player and supporter, they want to see this club put their heart on the line and win this last quarter. That's the least that they are expecting.
They have to take something, because this is beyond the statement. I'm predicting that it gets to over 100 points in this game, the way it finishes. But like we knew that South Gawler were already the best football team in this league as to date, but by this much it's shocking even in itself.
Yes, it is. It's showing that Newry are the second best team in the competition right now. I will put my reputation on that, but I think they're 6 to 7 goals behind South Gawler. I thought Williston were closer than this in third place.
At home too.
At home, and that's the other thing that's hurting. It's Indigenous round. It's a big day for the Williston Footy Club. They've made this round their own. They really do own it, and this would really be hurting their players at the moment. And now's the time where we're going to see what it means to them. Williston are back out in their positions early. They're ready to go.
I think this is going. Yeah, it's gone by South Gawler's clock now. Yes. They've got firm control of this game.
South are just taking their time. They know that they're in control.
And for them, they'd like to put the foot down too. I mean, they've got plenty of percentage over everyone else, but to be able to finish out games and continue with their form, they've still got a month out until finals, so you've got to keep up your form and make sure you don't slip up.
Absolutely. This is when Brodie Hudson's got 5 goals for the game. This is where he wants to make it 8 or 10. As an individual player, you want to send a statement that you are the guy.
And he would be knowing that they can't take him right now up forward.
He knows there's no one who can match him if he's one-on-one. And he would be telling his teammates, get the ball to me. Just get it in long, get it in quick, and let's see what they can do.
Let's see what this last quarter brings.
Beautiful tap from Arnold. Wilson kicked the ball back the other way. Fry now gets the ball. Good handball. Quick entry, but Paddy White planted himself under that. Had players coming at him. He didn't care. He took the ball. Now he clears out to this near side. Finds a teammate. Puglisi.
Transition footy again
there.
here.
Whitwer now dancing in traffic. Just smooth to watch. Handball wasn't perfect. I'll tell him about that later. Quick kick. Long kick comes in. Marked by Williston. They're able to clear now. Waldhuter playing at the wrong end of the field for the Donnybrooks. Tried to take his player on. Tried to give the don't argue. Got taken down in a tackle. That's beautiful work. Got taken high, unfortunately. So Williston with the free kick. Going to the outer side. Bevan Cross attacks the footy with purpose. Comes back in. Finds his helmeted teammate. He's spoiled. South Gawler looking to mop up. Pisani now. He's been fantastic today. Terrible kick. Finds Williston. That handball comes out to Earlham. He's on his own. That kick going deep. Looking for Henschke. He's bundled out of the way. He still puts in the chase. Filkey now with the handball. Pisani again. Look at him go. That kick falls short, but finds a teammate. Cutting, picks it up on the bounce. Gives it off to Judd Smith, who runs forward, and he kicks the opening goal of the fourth quarter. That is beautiful footy. Actually, I thought it was just Pisani. It was Callum Filkey running off the half-back line. That was superb attacking footy from the Lions.
And they've had a lot of really good transition players. I'd go as far as say that was probably their best transition of the day.
That was. And
or at least
Filkey
one
running
off.
at speed off half-back. He had the confidence, knew that he had the pace to beat his opponent, but then knew that he could take the game on because the guys upfield would bail him out, whatever the kick was. And it wasn't a perfect kick, but his teammates were able to bail him out. And he's the other pest of the Filkey family, according to their teammates.
Another clearance for the Lions. He's going to come back.
Earlham with the handball, finds Petroholis, goes back. That's a nice kick. Probably a late spoil there. Filkey with that handball. Beautiful take, finds Whitwer at half forward. He goes back, plays on around. That very low direct kick, finishes short. Player able to pick it up. He's taken down in the end. That handball comes out. Beautiful take from the Williston player. May Vogel now. Handball back to a player in trouble. May Vogel runs past, takes the handball, gets the ball over to Earlham. Earlham gets knocked down, but May Vogel keeps going. He's a rumbling, stumbling, bumbling machine. That's beautiful play.
We just say that the run and carry there by the big fella and the composure to be able to.
And he's a big beast. He's not the sort of player you'd expect to be running. He's a lumbering unit. He found Reece O'Keefe with a poised kick. That's what we want to see. That's the heart we want to see from the Donnybrooks. That's got to lift his teammates and go, hey, if he can do it, so can I. Now we've got a shot on goal coming across.
I think it's short.
A long way out. It's marked on the line. It's either through or it's a mark. Got the big fella, Kurt Sizer, the ruckman. That's his first real impact on the game for the day. That's a goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs, but that's May Vogel's goal.
Oh, absolutely.
He created that. He tore a hole in South Gawler there, and that's a statement play. That really is.
That's probably the only mistake they've made for the day, South Gawler, but...
not really a mistake, but that's when Williston showed that they had some class too.
Being able to defend it, and it was a really good kick, like we said, by Mai Vogel, the composure.
And the shot on goal from Cross, it was either going to be a goal or Sizer was going to mark it. They've moved Sizer to the goal square just to try and create that opportunity. That's what they've probably needed all day. South with the clearance here. Get cleaned up. That's a great desperation tackle from Williston. Lying on the ground, reach up and grab the player with the ball, bring him down. So we see a ball up not far from the centre circle. Williston just looking to grind now. Taff going
another
nowhere.
clearance here.
South now get the ball, moving it forward. Oh, it's a beautiful attack on the footy and a great mark taken there. Dean cutting. He pulls up a bit proppy, but he knows he's got a shot on goal, so he'll be fine. It's amazing how forwards always look like they're almost dead, but as long as they know they've got a shot on goal, they're okay.
They're okay. And Giles just telling James Goddard just to stay on there. It's come up a bit gingery on there. I think it's a hamstring, but he stayed on. He's been forced to stay on by his coach, so...
First clear instruction we've seen from the day from the Williston bench.
It's another goal.
As Cutting goes back, puts the goal through. Another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
A bag for him as well, and he started out really well. And
he set the tone early in the game, and he's now looking to finish it off. As we see both teams bringing the changes at the moment, bring fresh legs back on. See Brock Judd-Smith, one of the players coming back on for South Gawler. He goes straight onto the wing. And Williston win that ruck contest. Arnold jumped way too early. South Gawler able to clean that ball up on halfback. Bouncing forward on the wing. Quick little chip kick. Finds a target on half forward. Finds Steve Burton. He's been important today. He finds a target inside the forward 50. Looks like cutting again. He doesn't go for goal. He's got Barch sitting across the face. Well defended there by Williston. O'Keefe wraps the ball up. He's wrapped up, so we'll have a ball up probably 40 metres from South Gawler's goal.
A lot of cars coming in from the top of the hill on the left of screen, so
End of the day, netball's finished, so a lot of people coming down to watch the end. Probably a lot of people coming down to watch the women's game post-game, so great for the crowd here at Williston, a great initiative.
And hopefully a far better game.
Hopefully a far better game. Williston are one of the trendsetters in women's football. I expect them to be real competitive tonight. South Gawler looking to get the ball out now. Beautiful hands. Just one handball too many. Just missed the target. Out of bounds, so we'll have a ball in almost on centre wing.
Last disposal there.
Okay, it was a clear handball out of bounds, sorry. Williston going forward. They find O'Keefe, it looks like. He goes with a cute kick across ground. Just misses his target. South looking to clear by hand. They go right across the face to the outer side. They've got a player. They're now moving the ball down the outer wing. Beautiful ball movement from the Lions. Look at that kick inside. That player turns. They play on at all costs at the moment. That kick by Bart's going deep inside, and they find a target in the forward 50. That's too easy. Another clear mark inside the forward 50 for the Lions.
I don't know if he's going to have a shot here. He's kind of looking to pass it off. He's got Judd Smith in the middle of the forward 50. He's not going to go there. He's going to have a look at him.
And from around the ground, three-quarter time at Newry Oval on the Birds Barossa scoreboard. Newry 9 goal 11 65. Tanunda 7-7 49.
I'll tell you what, he's kicked the goal too.
That's a really good kick from there.
And he was
Tough
looking
angle.
around beforehand too.
Maybe just letting his teammates think that he cared.
Tell you what, pretty good shot from there.
That's
Drop
another
punt.
Beautiful goal from him. Another goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
Just the composure here. He's right on the boundary with the drop punt.
I love that. Go back the drop punt. It's the best kick in footy.
It's still the most reliable.
It's kick. If you're good at it, you don't get it wrong.
That's right.
I don't care how good are at the banana, it can go wrong. Williston looking to clear to the outside. Bevan Cross picks the ball up. He's wrapped up and taken to ground. So we'll have a ball up almost on the outer wing.
One thing that's been great to see from the Lions this quarter is just their continual pursuit, be able to rally to the footy and be able to transition with numbers. It's just they're not taking their foot off the gas at all.
No, they're not. They're beautifully coached, and that's one thing that we notice about the Lions is that they are relentless. They keep doing the same things all game, no matter what the situation. They play at a high level. Moving the ball forward quickly now. We've got a mark. Paddy White's drifted forward. He's got a mark 40 metres from goal. He knows that he hasn't got a 50-metre kick in him, so he goes back, looks for the pass, well topped off. Quick kick back in for South Gawler. Now we've got a chaos ball in the pocket. Two players probably getting each other's way. Thomas Clements picks it up, kicks the goal. Tommy Clements, real classy in front of goal.
It was a hard hit by Chris James. Can't see who's actually down for Williston at the moment, but he took a hit. Nevertheless,
James, he does hit like a freight train.
He looks like one too.
He's the traditional old school ruckman where if you get in his way, it's not his fault. You know the type I mean. You know, I'm big, I'm lumbering, and I'm going that way. If you're there, not my problem. Williston player getting to his feet now. Good to see.
The play resumes while that's happening as well. So South Gawler looking to make another clearance here.
Paddy White over the footy. He's tackled. Got the ball out. That quick left-footed kick coming to this flank. Strong mark taken there. Chris James, the big unit, getting the boos from the crowd. That's a beautiful pass. Finds Dean cutting. Cutting smart, unselfish, but that chip goes astray. Looking for Barch. Barch kicks it off the deck. Williston player smart enough just to rush it through.
And they had the numbers there, South Gawler, because
that Williston player was down. Ball comes out long. 2 players under it. Neither can take it. South Gawler gets a player underground. Paddy White diving, misses the tackle.
Jackson
Williston
Dare's done
now
something to
moving
his
the
hip
ball.
there, I think.
Williston moving the ball quickly out to the outer side. They've got a mark. Bevan Cross has taken it. He's probably took mark on the 50. He's got this kick in him, as we saw for the Williston's last goal. He got the ball from 55 right to the goal line. He's going to back himself to kick this. Williston, traditionally, their players can kick 50 metres. It's been a trait for their footy club for a long time. Big left foot kick. He's got great connectivity.
He's got the distance.
He's put that through. That is a beautiful kick from the young man. That is an excellent goal. Kicking the ball from outside 50, that's a 55-metre kick from a young footballer. That's beautiful footy. Another goal for Ray White Craigmore, and one of the finest we've seen for the day.
Mike Vogel's still looking a bit worse for wear. He's getting the attention of the medical team. So he took that big hit before from Chris James. So hopefully he is okay.
I hope they're asking him simple questions.
What's that?
I hope they're asking simple questions.
Yes. How many fingers do you see?
No, probably more to the point, I'm holding up for some fingers, true or false. Counting is probably not really what he needs to be doing at this stage. South get a clearance straight away, coming back in deep. And we've got Judd Smith on the end of the ball. He's taken a mark. That's too easy. Simple footy coming out of the middle. Judd Smith comes back now on a decent angle. He's going to be kicking from maybe 30, 35 metres out. This should be an easy goal for the Lions.
It should be. And it was a bit worse for wear just before. He took a hit. So we'll see if that affects his kicking style.
Started the ball right and only just managed to keep it in the points. Probably not the best kick for the day. He'll be disappointed with that. He wants to cash in on this party too. He probably wants to outscore his brother. There's 2 Judd Smiths out there. As I said earlier, we've got plenty of Judd Smiths. We've got so many Judd Smiths, we can't get rid of them all. Come down and make us an offer. Quick chip kick out, finds Ash Fry. He was going to play on to Erlen, but Erlen was well marked. Fry goes down the outer boundary line, finds a teammate. He's got Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly goes long down the wing. He finds Bevan Cross, who's doing a mountain of work in this 4th quarter. That's what I want to see from the young man. He goes right across the ground. Teammate took the mark in front of another teammate.
And he gave it to
back.
him.
That's better from Williston. They've found a player in space. Polton now shows his pace. Just says to the bloke, you can't catch me. And unfortunately, the kick let him down, but that's what we want to see, some aggression from the Donnybrooks.
He should have kept going there.
He should have kept going. He has got it in his tank. But Bevan Cross really standing up in this 4th quarter. He's a player at 3-quarter time. I mentioned I wanted to see him show that he is a player of the future.
Absolutely.
We see the Williston's women's team coming out, warming up now.
You get a much better look at the Indigenous Guernseys, which,
yes,
as we
they
said,
are brilliant. Designed by Jesse Sanford, one of the women's players.
a shot on goal here for Williston too.
Williston now taking a shot on goal. We were distracted by the women's team. I'm sorry for that. I blame you, Nick. You started it.
You said it first.
O'Keefe coming in on the left foot. Goes back, goes bang. And looks like he's got a goal. That's a real good kick from the young man. That's another goal for Ray White Craigmore and takes Williston to 8 goals on the Birds Barossa scoreboard.
So I think it has to be, the aim has to be at least under triple-digit margin for Williston. It has to be. they've got to take something out of this game. I think 97 was the margin at three-quarter time, so 4 goals, I think. 4 or 5 goals. Finish off this game strong.
Yes.
They have to take something.
And at this stage, they've probably kept pace this quarter, and they've done some good things. Bevan Cross is showing me what I need to see from him, because I think he is the future of the Donnybrooks. That take in the middle there, Waldhuter gets the handball, goes deep with that kick. Free kick
shot
paid.
Here.
Going Williston's way, so they'll have another shot on goal. That's pressure being put on the damn wall. Forces that crack. Waldhuter driving the ball forward. And it's Ash Fry, the old timer, with a couple of strands of hair left. There you go, Mum. That's acknowledged. He's going to have a shot on goal here. Ali, I think his mum's name is. I've only just remembered that. So, Ali, we apologise for having a go at him for being possibly balding last week. I wouldn't do that to him because I'm in the same boat. But my colleague at the time took a cheap shot, but he's gone back and he's kicked the goal. His first for the day. Good to see a defender get on the board. That's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. But, Ali, there you go. There's a positive for you.
The hair or the goal?
Both.
Both.
He's
Okay.
got some hair, but I really hope she saw the video during the week with the wig. That was sensational. During Zoom TV episode during the week, interviewed Ash Fry, and he did put the wig on just for the people. Another quick clearance here. The Lions unable to break out. Now that player taken with it. He should be holding the ball. It is. Great tackle from the Williston player. Handball's back. Fry with a kick forward. He's got a target coming. That's a real strong mark taken. That's Petroholis. That's where he needs to be. Getting dangerous. He's looking for a target because he's too far out. Chips. He finds someone. He's got a player.
Hudson Cole, I think it is.
Hudson Cole. He's probably 45 metres out. He'll be kicking from around the 50. He'll believe he's got this in him. As I said before, Williston players, traditionally, they've got a habit of, across the board, being able to kick from 50 metres. It's been the curse of many visiting teams. Here at Williston, they love to kick from the 50.
He's got the length.
That's a beautiful
got
kick.
it.
That's fantastic from Hudson Cole. Beautiful kick. I told you 50 metres wouldn't be an issue. That's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. But this is the fight we wanted to see from the Donnybrooks. Their players have made sure that they haven't laid down in the last quarter. They're embarrassed with what they've put forward today. But this last quarter, they're saying no more.
Their first set of consecutive goals for the match. So
Correct. And that's heart, that's passion coming to the fore. See, another clearance here for the Donnybrooks would be really good for them, but they're going to have to fight. That ball up, Walton goes up. He's outmatched in the ruck, but he gets his hand to it. South get the clearance, though. That ball flying into the forward line. Well wrapped up there in defence by Sean Childs. Beautiful kick out, finds a teammate. Lachlan Reynolds, he moves the ball out. He's found a marking target. This is where they need to get the ball going. That one coming out. Unfortunately missed the target. It's like Filkey moving the ball back in. He misses the target. Williston player picks the ball up. He's wrapped up immediately. That's a 2-on-1 tackle. Smash into the turf. He hands the ball back to umpire Hudson Nowak. Hudson Nowak hasn't made a mistake yet today that I've seen, unfortunately. I haven't been able to give him a hard time.
the players may disagree.
They probably will, but Walton just smashes the opponent out under the contest, so the free kick given away. South go forward, and that's a big pluck in the air. Dean Cutting got aerial, got his two hands to the ball, pulled it down. He'll have a shot on, what is it, his 6th goal?
This will be for half a dozen.
This is for the 6-pack. Nothing better than popping and grabbing a 6-pack and popping out. That's what he's going for. Coming in now. Umpire unmoved.
Got it.
Puts the two hands up. That's a 6-pack for Cutting. And another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
as much as I've been impressed with his goal kicking, his marking ability today across all quarters has been really sensational.
He's athletic, he runs, he's got a big tank, he will run deep into the pockets, up the ground. He gets a lot of marks away from the forward 30.
Magnificent set of hands.
Yes, he is, and the way he launched that footy, no one else had a chance at it. And he's now coming off for a rest.
And applauded by the blue and white supporters.
Yes. The women's team are there, they've applauded him. They know what they're watching. They're watching something special. Another clearance for the Lions now. Pisani bringing the ball out. This ball tumbles into the pocket. There's 3 Williston players there. 1 South player manages to hold it up.
Big chance here for the Lions.
That Mark came back. Quick chip over. Finds a player. It's Josh Whitwer. He wants to kick this goal. He wants to make a statement. It's Indigenous round. He's one of the proudest young Indigenous men I know. He's a great role model for the young kids at his footy club. He's become a great mature adult, a great footballer in his own right, and just a great human being. From Tiwi Island roots, grew up in Elizabeth. Puts it through, and beautiful goal. That's his celebration for Indigenous round. He's managed to cap off what's been a great day for him and his team. It's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
170 points.
We rarely see scores like this put up in the BLG. This is not the kind of league where you see mammoth scores put up, but South Gawler have just run riot today. They've owned this game today. They've not just won it easily. They've made this game their own. They've put a collar on its neck and they'll walk it home tonight. Clearance now going Williston's way. That quick handball goes astray. So we see a massive tackle. Ball up will be at centre half forward for Williston. No, free kick going South Gawler's way, sorry. That chip kick goes to Nathan Barch. He's got it in the middle of the ground. He goes with a quick short kick. Just over a teammate's head. He fumbles that. He's quick enough to get back and get it. Gives it back to Filkey, who on the left goes forward. He's put down after he kicked it, and he's telling the bloke all about it.
And he's climbing on his back.
He is an absolute pest. And that's what they know. The South Gawler teammates know he's a pest, and he's just proved it there.
Wow.
So now got another goal for South Gawler. Too easy now. That's just really undisciplined.
He thanked him for the free kick.
He jumped on his shoulders and was patting him on the chest and saying,
and then
"Thanks,
mocked
mate."
him all within the space of 10 seconds. And then within that, there was another goal.
Josh Whitwer was saying he and his brothers are absolute pests, and the rest of the players cannot stand them most of the time.
I must say, this will be Williston's biggest loss for the year, but for South
Biggest loss for several years.
Several years.
Yes, in fact, I would go to say for nearly 10 years.
10 years.
This is a real blight on their footy club today. I would have to go back through records, and I don't think I can recall Williston losing like this. They've been a proud powerhouse club. As Williston now bowls back in the South Gawler forward line. Whitwer's got the ball. He's outside 50. He possibly does have this distance in him. No wind. He goes for the short kick, though. He's unselfish. He finds Pisani probably 35 metres from goal. And Pisani will go back.
This is going to be South Gawler's 4th win over 100 points for the year.
Yes, and that's, again, something that we're not used to seeing in the BLG. And they're not just doing it against the bottom couple of clubs. They're doing it against anyone. Pisani comes in, leans back. That's a beautiful kick. Never looked like missing. Smooth as. He has been sensational today. At this stage, he's probably got my 3 votes. Waldhuter comes off limping. That's bad. Another bad sign for Williston, not just for this game, but going forwards. He's so important to their structure.
So South Gawler's biggest win this year has been by 140. I don't think they'll quite get to that today.
Anything's possible, though.
But anything is possible.
See the ball back in the middle. Ball up. Arnold gets his hand to the footy. Another quick clearance for the Lions. That ball goes to ground. Quick handball up on the up to Barch. He's taken down just as he was getting rid of the footy. Ball runs forward, and we see Filkey with an easy shot on goal there running in. That's just pure speed. Smash the ball forward and just see what happens. That was South Gawler just taking the mickey.
I must ask you, have you ever broadcasted a game with a margin this big?
Yes, I have, but that was against a bottom-ranked team, Freeling last year, when they were getting beaten by this margin every week. And yes, that was more one-sided than this because it was one good team and one terrible team. But to see this between the top team and the third-ranked team is unbelievable. I did not expect anything near this.
I mean, this is the grand final from last year.
This is the grand final rematch.
This is the only team that's beaten South
Gawler this
Gawler.
year, yes.
And this is, at the moment, before this game started, this is the third best team in the league by the ladder.
Yes, and South Gawler going forward once again. Beautiful take from Pisani. He handballs backwards. That handball goes to a teammate. He's under pressure. Press gets the handball over. Pisani once again. Flying shot on goal. Goal umpire barely moves. It's offline though. Minor score.
I think the Lions are sniffing the 200 mark here. They're not far away.
I'm looking over towards the gate. I can't see a fat lady. She might already be in.
She left hours ago.
No, I think she might be in behind the grandstand at the moment. As we see a mark on this side for Williston. They're looking to move the footy.
Oh,
that's a terrible kick that goes astray. Whitwer able to fall over. He can pick it up again. Williston player able to take it. Strong tackle, takes Earlham to the ground. South's tackling when they haven't had the ball has been almost as good as their usage of the ball when they've had it.
Yeah, it speaks to the numbers that they get
They've
around
been
the
great
ball.
both sides of the contest. Another kick out of the clearance.
2 goals away from a
Barch with another
200
strong
piece.
tackle.
They won't get it.
And there's the final siren. That is the end of the game. Game over. That is a massive, massive win for South Gawler. 189 their total score. That's 30 goals. 30 goal 19. 189 playing Williston. 10 goal 5, 65. That is an absolute annihilation here at Williston today. Elliot Good Reserve has seen a murder today. The police will be here with the tape shortly because that's South Gawler have murdered Williston on their home deck.
As much a training run. Really? Circle work?
No, probably not quite circle work because a couple of players might have a bruise or two from running into their own player.
True.
But Williston have got to be really worried and really disappointed in that. That's Indigenous round, grand final rematch, so much to play for. Trying to hang on to your spot in the top 4. This is a big, big knock to Williston's hopes for the season.
And this is a big knock to their percentage. So currently, before heading into this game, the one thing that they had over the few teams that were below them was their percentage.
Yes.
That has deteriorated
That has
fast.
taken a massive
Very
hit
fast.
today. And yes, Williston will be in a precarious position after today. Looking at the game, who are your best players for each team?
It's easier to pick from South Gawler. I mean, you could pick from about almost every player.
That's why I'm asking you the tough questions, Nick. That's why you're here.
Are we doing like a 3-2-1?
Give me your 3-2-1 for South Gawler.
So I'm going to go. I'm going 3 votes. Dean Cunning. I thought he set, like we said earlier, he set the tone early on, and was pivotal in them to be able to create this run. And then towards the end, he kicked a few goals in the last quarter to get his bag of half a dozen. I really liked Paddy White's game.
Paddy White, absolutely.
Again, another one that set the tone early on from down back. Drifted forward, got himself a goal, was all over the ground, is easily the anchor for this defence, for this Lions defence. And I'll probably
And
say,
just while you're doing that, the South Gawler players are forming a guard of honour for the women's team running out now. That is magnificent to see the respect being shown to the women's footballers. This is lines being crossed and really getting behind women's footy and showing that they are part of their footy club. That's great to see. Sorry to interrupt.
that's all good. I think we're about to see Williston come out.
Williston
in just
do
a
the
sec.
same thing. That's magnificent.
And for the one vote for South Gawler was Flynn Pisani. Really good all over the ground, just brings that X factor, and was really good on the ball and drifted forward for a goal as well. So he was really good. I could say this for about.
Whereas I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to go Flynn Pisani 3 votes, 2 votes Dean Cutting, and my 1 vote goes to Nathan Barch.
Nathan Barch,
But
he was another good one.
can't really go past a mention for Lockie Arnold, Chris James, Brodie Hudson was magnificent, and Paddy White as well, brilliant. But so many good players. I thought Bailey Filkey was really good, and just a number of players you could mention. But for Williston, Sammy Walton fought his guts out all day. He played in the ruck in the second half, was outmatched, but just his fight was good. I thought Bevan Cross showed me a lot today. Showed me that I can expect him to be sensational later in his career.
So you're going 2, or you go with 2 or 3 for best for Williston?
My third one would be Tyson Earlham. Would be the third best player for them for the day.
I thought it was quite good early on, Tyson Earlham. I had him in mind as well. I'd like the Josh Ward-Hunter as well.
Waldhooder was good, but mostly in the second half. His first half was probably a little quiet.
But
in the best and fairest votes for the association, it would be all South Gawler.
Oh, no doubt. And you can't really put anyone to a vote for Williston with a margin like this and just the pure dominance. The best, I'd say the best, at least 10 players would be South Gawler players.
That's correct.
So I'd probably go. So Earlham was good. I thought Wildhunter, and I wouldn't have him in there, but Isaac Polton, I liked his game as well.
Yes, he's
got
got
a
an
bit of flair and X
player.
factor. But I'd probably say I'd probably agree with the Bevan Cross, who showed some really good skills and was able to provide a bit for them when they had that little run in the last quarter, especially. So, but obviously the negatives clearly outweigh the positives for Williston, and there's a long way back to find form and try and get into September.
Yes, absolutely. And thanks for joining us for the game today, Nick. We're going to have you a few more times for the rest of the year, and I'm really looking forward to that. You've brought a lot to the coverage today. Thank you for being here, and thanks to Sam, our AV guy. If you want to subscribe and like on 180 Creations on YouTube, he is the man to watch for sporting action. And if you want to hire someone to do a production for your business, like the plug we gave to Slats Plumbing earlier, if you want to do something like that, Sam is a guy you can get in contact with. Thank you very much for watching us today from Elliot Good to Reserve here at Williston, and we'll be back next week with the game of the round.